Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Learn.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Flexed bicep 100.
Rabbits in the house. Get it together. Rabbits in the house. Come on, get it together. Rabbits in the house. 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 Rabbits. You better get it together. We gon' get it together. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits. Get it together. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits. You better get it together. We gon' get it together. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Get together. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Learn.
Rabbits in the house. 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 Get it together. Rabbits in the house. Let's get it together. Rabbits in the house. Get it together. Rabbits in the house. Come on, get it together. Rabbits in the house. 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 Rabbits.
You better get together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
You better get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
Get together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Come on, get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
You
Rabbits.
better get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
You better get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits.
Get together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Heart, 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 rabbit, 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 rabbit. Carrot, eyes, carrot, speedy, 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 speedy.
下这里去，下这里去。 Shout out to the chat. Hold on.
100. Flexed bicep.
Oh. Shout out to the chat. Good morning. How you doing? We here. Good morning. Alif CJ, what's going on? Superstar. The real Geechee 67. What's up? How y'all doing? Draco Top Monster. Lester the YouTube God. Yeah. We are WebTube Network. WebTube Network. We are SizWeb with a view. That's where we are right now. And back down memory lane. Catching up. We on episode. Oh shit. I put the wrong title for the live. I put the wrong title. It's supposed to be after. We on part 8. Let me fix that. Whoops. I just did a little whoopsie daisy. I did a little whoopsie daisy. We are on part 8. Part 8 of Tiffany Henyard and the Dolton Trustees journey. The How Did We Get Here series of trying to understand how did Tiffany and these Dolton Trustees end up in such a mother catastrophe. Such catastrophe. TP, what's up? Such drama. How did we get here? Well, it's been 3 years since she's been mayor. And we've been trying to figure out where did it start? So, Ms. Eve, what's up? Right now, we're in September. We're September 2021 right now. We are going back in time. September 2021. That's where we are. It's been a couple months. She's been mayor since May. And at this point, the budget has been passed finally. And we're trying to see where is it going now. Says she's going to be in jail by part 10. We going to see. We going to see. Lord of mercy. All right, so with that, we're going to get right to it. Let me get my Tiffany Henyard video. Ms. Believe, what's up? Super Mayor, Mrs. Henyard. We're going to get right to it, ladies and gentlemen. September 7th. The last meeting we saw was, I believe, August 31st. If you've been following this series, you see that there was a lot of hiccups and delays and pushbacks and a lot of that. I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide what they feel it was. I gave my opinion. I'll leave it up to the viewers to decide what they feel it was, but I gave my opinion. And I definitely see some things that looks kind of shady. But right now, where we are, we're trying to figure out if everything is going to go smoothly. Well, ultimately, we know that everything's not going to go smoothly 3 years later. But when is it going to actually be smooth? Because it seemed like there wasn't never any smoothness. That's, to my observation, it seems like nothing was ever smooth with these group of people. So I want to see if there was ever a point when it was smooth. And when did it get worse? When did it begin to go worse? And did anybody make any effort to try to actually make things right and avoid some of the drama? Did anybody? So, I'm down to see that. So here we are. Board meeting. This is a regular board meeting on September 7th, 2021. Shout out to the chat.
All right, it's live.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening, residents, board, department heads, and attorneys. First, I would like to call to order the regular meeting of Board of Trustees via Zoom live stream on YouTube this Tuesday, September 7th, 2021 at 6:36 p.m. Can you call the roll, Clerky?
Sure. Trustee Steve?
Present.
Trustee Norwood?
Present.
Trustee Belcher?
Here.
Holmes is absent. Trustee Brown?
Present.
And Trustee House?
Present.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you. Next, we have prayer. And today, where is he? There you go. Come on, Mr. Moore, can you lead us in prayer?
Good afternoon, everyone. And this Father is, Father, we just come thanking you for this opportunity to come before you to pray. We thank you for these fine leaders, Lord, that you have ordained to be over your people and to serve with your heart. We ask that you bless this meeting, Father, with the spirit of unity. Father, that we would come together, Father, to serve your people, to come together with the plans and the purposes that you have for this village. Thank you for the many, many blessings you have in store for us. Father, we ask that you even bless Trustee Holmes and his family, Lord, during a time of need. We ask you to bless them, Father, and send prayers to them even in this hour. We bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, next we have general announcements. Does anyone have any general announcements?
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Norwood?
Yes, ma'am. I was asking to be addressed, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead, Trustee Norwood.
Okay, we're having a Tea with the Trustees event, which will be held this Saturday, September the 11th, at 9:30 a.m. It's in Dolton Park, so the address is 14700 Evers Avenue, and it's located in the Bay Room. So we've been listening to the residents' concerns about the increase in taxes. So we have an expert, a tax expert, coming in to assist residents and to answer their questions related to their taxes and concerns. So it'll be this September the 11th. So come out, everyone, and join us with all your questions.
All right, does that complete your report? Your announcement? Trustee?
Yes.
All right. Is there anyone else that has announcements?
Yes.
Okay, Trustee Steve.
I want to reiterate, we're going to Tea with the Trustees this Saturday. The biggest important thing I want residents to know that a lot of times we wonder why our taxes are so high. And then we get told because we don't have enough businesses. But you know, South Holland got a lot of businesses and their taxes are still high. So Attorney Mario Reed has an interesting way of breaking down why our taxes are so high and what can be done to it. So I would ask residents to come out if you really want to learn why and what can be done about it. Because I know the normal thing is a tax appeal. You have to do this, that is, we got to get more businesses. But there's another way we can actually change that with people and different things. So please come out this Saturday to really learn Attorney Mario Reed's view and solution to deal with these high property taxes in the South Suburbs. So like I said, I would encourage all residents to come out this Saturday.
All right, is that the end of your announcement?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Anyone else with announcements? All right, next on the agenda, we have the village administrator report. Administrator Brown.
Thank you, Mayor Henyard, and to the trustees. My report will be brief. The department heads, of course, will incorporate many of the things that I have been working on with their reports. One of the things that I was able to do is to submit a proposal for a multi-billion-dollar corporation to build a plant on our 142nd Street corridor to bring 1,000 jobs. We were able to submit that in a timely fashion. We have not heard back from them. For the payment center, I did submit the information to the Secretary of State to get our new an updated vehicle sticker database. We have not received that database back yet, but we hope that once we receive it, we will be able to submit bills to individuals that were not previously registered with us. The civic systems, which is a new system that is being brought into to the village. I was able to schedule a meeting so that all of the department heads were able to get an opportunity to see how the system will actually work. And right now, it is scheduled to be completely in place by November. They submitted to us a project plan. We added our processes to that project plan.
I don't know why it always sound like she be doing the most work. I ain't gonna lie. Every time we do a report and she starts talking, Dorothy Brown, Cook, it's like she does the most work. I be like, God damn, you been working, huh, lady? When she gives her rundown, I'll be like, man, bravo. Bravo. Listen, whoever Dorothy Brown Cook sounds like she's the only one that actually know her job and be trying to do it. It just sounds like it. I'm not saying she does, right? I'm saying when she speak, I might mess around and listen. Like, listen, I might listen to her because she sound like she knows what she talking about. She be knowing all this stuff. Yeah, well, Listen. Yeah. I like when she talks. She just sounds like she knows.
The entire process is to be completed by sometime in November. We discussed with Civic Systems as well as our payment processing system a means of doing auto debits. We want to put in place auto debits for individuals, plus payment plan process, as well as an auto renew. I want to really put in place an auto renew for business licenses, for long-term rentals, for permits. We want not permits. I'm sorry, auto renew for business licenses and long-term rentals. Anything that someone updates on an annual basis, we want them to be able to do an auto renew so that they do not miss their payment dates. We also are updating our vacant property list. We determined that our vacant property list is not up to date. So we're really missing funds by not having everyone that actually has a vacant property registered. So the code enforcement as well as the police department work with us.
Oh man, I forgot to tell y'all. My bad, y'all. I forgot to tell y'all we got carrots. We got carrots over here. We got a currency over here called carrots. It allows you guys to play memes. I got a bunch of different memes that can pop up on the screen, and you earn carrots, and you're able to use the carrots to have a meme pop up on the screen. So, for instance, oh, I don't even think I got enough carrots for my goddamn self. Okay, good. So, for instance, stuff like that'll pop up on the screen. I don't have no sounds or any effects, any sound effects or drops. Just strictly memes, so it doesn't interrupt the show. But you guys will be able to participate with that. As long as you type in the chat, you will be earning carrots, and feel free to spend them at any time. These carrots don't go on pause. Oh.
They're out and about in the community all the time. They work with us to identify the vacant properties list. So we're able to update that, and we'll be getting that to the entity that actually builds those on our behalf. Let's see. We were able to submit our application for the American Rescue Act funds to the Department of Community and Economic Development in a timely fashion. We had until September 30th to submit it, but we submitted it earlier than that, and we were able to actually receive those funds in the mirror. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. So that's basically, well, let me just say this. We were able to reopen discussions with the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency regarding the $2 million loan that they were proposing for purchasing digital water meters for Dolton residents. So we reopened discussions with them to find out exactly where that stood, and we're in the process of looking more into that. I talked with the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunities regarding the $2.7 million capital grants that were approved by the state legislature this past spring to see how do we go about obtaining those funds. And we're working to see how we can get those funds, as many of those funds as possible during this next year. And so that's basically it. And I will thank you very much, Mayor, for permitting me an opportunity to give that report.
All right, no problem. Next, we have the engineer's report. Ron Smith.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, trustees, and residents. Just have a couple of items on my report. As part of the Rebuild Illinois grant funding, we will be accepting bids for a $700,000 roadway improvement project that will be on September 14th at 11 a.m. The bids will be sealed, open publicly, and read aloud. So we look forward to moving forward with improving roadways throughout the village. In addition to that, myself, along with the village administrator and the public works director, we had a meeting with IDOT, and they did let us know that they had planned on improving 5 bridges between next year and 2027. And as part of those improvements, some of the bridge areas will get a widened multi-use path, connecting sidewalk, and also some updated lighting. Typically, there is a cost sharing on the village's end for that because of new past legislation. The village won't have to pay for any of those improvements that they typically would have as part of the project. So that's all I have this evening as part of my report, and I will entertain any questions that the board may have.
Okay, thank you so much, Ron.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next, we have committee reports. We have police, which is Trustee Holmes, but I'm going to give it to Chief Collins because Holmes is out. Chief Collins, are you available?
Mayor, I don't have a committee report, but I do have a department head report. Would you like me to wait until we get to department heads?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Melanie Fitness. Trustee Brown.
Mayor, I don't have a report for Melanie Fitness tonight.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have you're welcome. Next, we have Public Works. Trustee Steves.
Yes, how's everybody doing? Thank you, Mayor.
No problem.
I want to give a report on Melanie Fitness, on Public Works. So we will have a Public Works meeting coming up that will be announced. I really want to commend. I talked to Stacey Corral. I think he's doing a great job. He informed you what's going on. I just want to read into record, and people may not have known this, but this is the stuff that we passed, the new equipment to get purchased at Public Works. We put on there for a purchase of one front loader, which is $200,000, 2 trucks, 1 dump truck, 2 small dump trucks, and 1 mini excavator. This is stuff that we passed in this budget that just passed. So I want to commend, of course, I want to commend the mayor for putting it forward, and I want to commend the trustees for working together, that we passed this much spending in the Public Works Department, because we all know collectively that there needs to be improvement in the Public Works Department. So these are things that we passed. Now, the agenda of the Public Works Committee, we're gonna get into what's been spent, what's been purchased, and what's the process, and what's next, and how far are we along. I talked to Stacey Corral today. He said that they still need some more CDL, people who have the CDL workers. So if you live in Dolton and you need a job, please apply for Public Works. There's still some positions open, because we're in the budget, we passed that they're higher enough to get up to union standards. So if they have enough equipment, enough workers, we can really clean up this town. So again, I want to commend the mayor for pushing this forward, and commend the Board of Trustees for working with this. And we passed this budget, which was probably the most spending that we did in Public Works in a long time. So
this sounds good.
I think that we're heading in the right direction to get the departments in a great place, in a great spot. And so be on the lookout for the Public Works Committee meeting coming up this month, sooner than later. And then we'll get into the minutia, or the details of the stuff that's been spent, what's been purchased so far, and the improvements that we're making over there. Thank you. That's it, man.
All right, thank you, trustee. Next, we have fire, trustee Belcher.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. For the fire department report, for August was a busy month while responding to several fires, car accidents, and medical runs with the resurge of COVID and the Delta variant. It's been a great team that the Dolton Fire and Buzz Ambulance personnel have been working together. The fire department will continue to check the fire hydrants during the month of September as the crews conduct in-service training on newly acquired used engine to service the residents. The new fire engine that we approved in the budget also will take a year to be built. As people see on the agenda for tonight, we do have 3 new hires that's on the agenda for approval, which will be a tremendous help for the fire department. So we can make sure, because right now a lot of them are doing additional dual roles as firefighters and EMT paramedics to service our residents. So that is the report for fire department. The fire department won't have a meeting probably until October, but I will be talking to Chief McCain in reference to possibly giving some smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors as they normally do in October. So we'll be putting that together. Thank you.
All right, next we have youth trustee Norwood.
Thank you, Mayor. So I've currently partnered up with Coach Green at Dolton Park, and we're working on some cool incentives that will keep the youth inspired. So they have different sports teams over there, and I'm set to stop by and meet some of the youth tomorrow and just ask them what ideas they have so that we can keep them encouraged and to just keep them moving, to tell them to keep up the good work. And then we want to thank them for hanging in there with such a rough year. That's the end of my report, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Next, we have finance, trustee House.
Good evening, and thank you very much, Mayor. Brief finance report. So we will be having a finance committee meeting the last Wednesday of this month, which will be Wednesday, September 29th, to review the monthly financial reports. Thanks to our administrator and our finance manager or consultant, Chris. The monthly financials and the notes have been posted on our village website under the transparency tab. They've been updated through June, and my understanding is the remaining months will be posted before the end of this week. So for anybody that has questions about that, please refer to our transparency tab. Our monthly financials are updated and kept current. And any questions, please feel free to reach out via email or phone call. That concludes my report, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, we have department reports. Chief Collins, Police.
Thank you, Mayor. For the statistics that happened in the month of August, the department responded to 1,826 calls for service. The department issued a total of 249 traffic citations as compared to the previous month, that was 172. So that's a great increase. The activity is increased with the officers. Parking violations, they issued a total of 240 parking citations. And previously, 1,826 calls for service. The department issued the previous month was 194. Criminal arrests made was 41. 5 warrants were issued. As far as the index crimes, we had aggravated assault. We had 8 that occurred, 1 rape, 0 murders for the month of August, 5 robberies, 6 burglaries, 12 motor vehicle thefts, 29 thefts, and 1 arson. Also, we recently added 1 officer to the roster. We are scheduled to add 2 more within the next few days. We had our roof replaced at the police department. Thank you for that. That has been completed. Now we are going to begin the cleaning.
Hey, the roof got replaced. Hey, y'all. The roof got replaced. They did that. They did that, man. Shout out to them for getting that done. That got done.
And sanitizing process of the offices that are on the 2nd floor. We did conduct several walk and talks out in the neighborhoods and got some pretty good reviews with that, and collected information from people that were willing to talk to us. And also coming soon, most likely by October, we are developing a Citizens Police Academy. That should be pretty fun. And Mayor, that is all I have to report tonight.
I look forward to that academy. Thank you. Next, we have Fire Chief McCain.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you so much, Madam Clerk, trustees, department heads, and residents of Dalton. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. And similar with Chief Collins, our roofs have also been replaced at both fire stations, so we're very thankful for that. We're also working on a concrete pad that had sinkhole issues from a water main break, so we're also working on that as well. So there's a lot of housekeeping issues that we're trying to get fixed after years of neglect, and they're finally getting done. So I appreciate the mayor and board for this opportunity to get our houses in order. The statistics for year to date through August 31st, the fire department responded to 3,620 emergency responses. 2,333 are emergency medical runs, 794 fire responses, 282 auto accidents, and 211 calls that still need to be coded. So it's been another busy year, averaging about 450 plus calls per month, 15 calls a day. As Trustee Belcher mentioned, one of the vehicles we purchased is here. It's one of our reserve rigs that we're getting in service. And as we continue with hydrant testing, we'll be doing in-service pumping and driver training with that vehicle as well as we get in service for the residents and for our guys to utilize. And also, I'd like to thank the board, the mayor and the board for the opportunity to bring 3 members off the final eligibility list to hopefully approval later on tonight. And look forward to talking to you guys then. If there's any questions, now would be the time. If not, I will talk with you guys later. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Public Works, Stacy Corral.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, Dalton residents. Productivity for August 2021. Public Works has repaired 27 street lights. Public Works is working together with ComEd to switch out LED lights throughout the village. Public Works is also working with Mead Lighting, making repairs to light poles and the wiring infrastructure. Public Works has cut down 5 large trees. We have also trimmed 5 trees due to severe weather. Public Works has repaired 2 water service lines, along with 6 water main breaks. Public Works has installed 2 stop signs. Public Works has also been overseeing the removal of the wood chip pile located at 42nd and Park. Public Works has been working on the beautification of Village Hall. Public Works has also painted all of the curbs, repainted all of the curbs in the business district located on Chicago Road. Public Works has performed 2 emergency water shutoffs. Public Works has cut and weed whipped 17 vacant properties and lots. Public Works has performed 0 jobs to the fire department vehicles, 1 job to the housing department, 4 jobs to the police department, and 11 jobs to the Public Works vehicles, along with miscellaneous jobs that have come into the shop. As a reminder, please put your garbage out the night before your pickup, along with any debris that you may have. Mayor, that concludes my report.
All right now.
Next, we have Water Department, William Moore.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor, Village Clerk, trustees, and the Village Administrator, department heads, and to you, the residents. My director's report for September 7, 2021 is as follows. Mayor, as your recommendations, the payment center is currently has extended hours on Monday to accept water bill payments. We're open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed on holidays. This is to accommodate our residents that are working and get off late from work, as well as for those who may not have the time during their busy schedule to come to the payment center. So we're open. So we do ask that the residents please take advantage of these extended hours. And for the month of July and August, just want to just talk about some things that was high on your priority list, Mayor, which was customer service. I'm happy to say that we have completed customer service training, the entire staff as well as management. Customer service training will be ongoing. We decide that at least 3 to 4 times a year as a refresher. This will be external, internal training, and the training will continue to consist of being professional, polite, and proficient. One of my goals would be to implement customer service training as a part of our new employees orientation procedures. We have orientation for our new employees. So we just want to create this working environment of creating a 5-star customer service or resident first culture throughout the water department. One of the examples that comes to mind, actually, I'm happy that came out of the training. Just recently, we had a longtime resident, Ms. Johnson, located on Princeton, who contacted the water department about her water bill. Due to customer service training, we're able to provide professional, proficient, and courteous service, where she complimented the water department and you, Mayor, by stating, and I quote, "Thank you so much for helping me out. Give them, Mayor Henyard, my warm wishes and best regards. I see that she's doing a great job with this department." I believe I'll forward that over to you as well, Mayor. So something I was eager and delighted to do was to pass that email on to you, Mayor, because we know that the water billing department had a black eye, but we're working diligently under your direction, your leadership, to really bring that department back. And we're going to do that. That's one of the things I vowed to do when I came on board. The water department had the privilege and have awesome dialogue in the month of July with our landlords. And some of the things we discussed with our landlords was how to put the water bill in the tenant's name and who should be paying the water bill. We also had the honor and privilege to speak to our tenants in July, where we discussed with them who should get detailed account information in, who should be paying the water bill in accordance with the signed lease agreement. And we also got an opportunity to speak with the business owners, which was very interesting, to say the least, but it was very engaging. We wanted that dialogue. We want to continue that. Some items that we discussed with them was paying all outstanding water bills, adding a point person to their account because we know they're extremely busy and we need to be able to talk to someone there. So we were able to have that dialogue with them as well. Then we had our meeting with the homeowners on August the 26th, where we discussed know where your meter is located, answering the question, why is my water bill so high? After the meeting with them, we have seen some results. So now when they contact the water department, for the most part, we are all on the same page, speaking the same language as it relates to various items that we discussed. So I appreciate you, Mayor, and your leadership for having those meetings, and I'm looking forward to that being ongoing. Next on my report, the water department, along with the village administrator, Dorothy Brown, IT consultant, Derek Blocker, and Director of Code Enforcement, Brian Thickpan, we had a scheduled meeting with Shannon Zeller with Pet Parent. Pet Parent is similar to ProChamps. For those who are not familiar with ProChamps, at a very high level, it is a property registration program for rentals, vacants, and foreclosed properties. ProChamps is currently being used by the Village of Dolton Housing Department under the leadership of Sharon Harris. So Pet Parent is a program similar in scope. It will allow the Village of Dolton, working with the local veterinary hospitals, to register all pets in the village. In turn, this will allow us to know which residents' pets need rabies shots, and in turn, those that need to purchase their yearly annual license. I'd like to schedule another meeting with the team so we can collaborate and get more input and more information on how this system would benefit us overall and benefit the Village of Dolton. And I will give you an update as we progress with determining if and when we're going to go forward with that particular system. And up next on my report, Public Works Director Stacey Carroll and his management team, John and Mike, met with our management team, Frank Perez, as it relates to how we can be more efficient and collaborative and cohesive because our departments are so closely tied. So just to name a few things that we discussed was work order confirmation, final meter readings, and how to handle expedited meter reading requests, coordinating how and when to bring meter readings back to the meter readers, back to the water department, and to better serve the residents in a more efficient way. And lastly, Stacey and I, we plan on meeting at least once a month, via phone or in person, on Tuesday or Wednesday, as our time permit, to continue to work together to better serve the community of Dolton. And finally, we have a new hire, Carmen Carlisle, as a clerk, who came from the fast-paced, customer-oriented restaurant industry. She has a wealth of experience in customer service, problem solving. She is just overall a friendly, polite, and customer engaging individual. So she ties right in with our customer service, 5-star customer service. What we want to provide our residents with that 5-star customer service.
Hey, Will.
Yes.
Will, 1 second. Everybody that's on here, can you please mute your iPads, iPhones? Because we can hear all your background. Village of Dolton.
I was wondering what's all that noise in the background. Like, what's all that noise in the background, bro? Like, what's all that noise in the background, man? I'm hearing a bunch of commotion back there. Like somebody about to fight. What's happening?
You as well. So Derek, mute you as well. Thank you. All right, go ahead, Will, and wrap it up.
Yes, okay.
I know you got a lot going on.
No, well, actually, this is the end of it. I just wanted to commend her. And
did she just tell that man to wrap it up? Did she just tell that man to wrap it up? I'm like, God damn, man, let me finish. She just told that man to wrap it up. Lord of mercy.
Bringing her on and just continue with the customer service. And so we just want to welcome her to the team. And Mira, with that being said, that does conclude my report. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Next, we have housing. Ms. Harris.
Good evening, Mayor. Hold on one moment. Good evening, everyone. Mayor and trustees. Please accept my delay, but I'm having some internet issues right now, but I'm logged in with my phone. So the monthly housing department report for the months of August 1st to August 31st. For the as-is inspections, we received 33 transactions. Board ups was 5. Escrow deposits, we received 26 transactions. Grass invoices, we received 3. Housing tickets, we collected payments for 113 tickets. We also issued transfer stamps for 1 judicial deed. And we also had 40 property tax transfers, 9 quitclaim deeds, 34 rental inspections, 33 rental licenses, 35 regular sale inspections, 2 tax deeds, 6 tenant deposits. We also issued 58 transfer stamps, 2 trust deeds, and then our vacant property registration registered remitted 66. So we have received a total of $106,863 as far as what the housing department has collected for the month of August. And that concludes the housing report.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have code enforcement. Brian Thigpen. Is Brian on here? I don't see him. Okay, I don't see Brian's name on here. Next, we have building permit, Misha. Ms. Williams, are you on here?
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Sure.
Ms. Williams contacted me earlier and wanted to know if it would be okay if I present her report.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So for permits and licensing, they transacted 102 general permits, 24 plumbing permits, 22 electrical permits, 20 homeowner permits, 1 signage permit, 36 contractors licenses, 5 business licenses, 2 liquor tax, and 2 motor fuel tax. So permits and licensing collected $75,041 for the month of August for their department. That concludes her report.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Harris.
You're welcome.
All right, next we have corporate bills. Trustee House.
Thank you very much, Mayor. We have, as usual, 2 warrant lists for corporate bills. So I'll read the electronic payments bill into record first and then the corporate warrant list. So for the meeting, the trustee corporate payment register 191, which is our electronic list, has corporate payments of $66,548.92. Water fund has registered 191 as payments $280,433.24. Total corporate payments on this register $346,982.16. Next, for our corporate payment register, just one moment, trying to get the number, register number 196 as corporate payments of $1,030,775.23, manual AP checks of $3,358, gross payroll for August 13th, $342,837.26, gross payroll August 27th, $369,329.96, manual payroll checks $557.23, Melanie Fitness Center register 196 has payments of $6,847.02, gross payroll for August 13th, $945.11, gross payroll August 27th, $963.11, total corporate payments on this register $1,755,612.92. I would motion that we pay registers 192 and 196 collectively. I do have 6 items that I would like to remove from this.
Oh shit. This is always, listen. It never fails, bro. Every time we get to this part, it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue. You know why? Because they don't want to pay certain things. They got their reasons, but it'll be funny if they don't want to pay the same thing they didn't want to pay the last time, and they just keep putting it off every time. Remember what they didn't want to pay? They didn't want to pay nothing that had to do with Tiffany's events. So the fireworks events, any events that she did, they didn't want to pay for it. So here we go again. The budget comes back, and these things still going to be on the bill because they didn't get paid. So here he goes. He says, I want to approve the paying of the bills minus certain items. Okay, no problem. I wonder if those certain items is the same items that you refused to pay the last time. That's still going to, y'all just going to keep kicking that ball down the road. Let me see. Let me see.
Motion that we pay registers 192 and 196 collectively. I do have 6 items that I would like to remove from this warrant list until we get a chance to inspect the invoices. And the items that we would like to, that I would ask that we take off of this list are DACRA Tech payment of $2,790 on page 5, Mad Bomber $2,000 payment on page 7, Delgado Law Group payment $32,589.
Mad Bomber, that's the fireworks. Yo, that's the fireworks. They're gonna not want to pay it again. I know for sure Mad Bomber is the fireworks, bro. They're not gonna want to pay that again. So my thing is, from the last meeting to this meeting, right? Hold on. From the last meeting to this meeting, y'all ain't call the mayor or y'all ain't have no discussion with the mayor about what clarification y'all need so that this thing can get paid, or is it just we not paying it? What is it? Is it we just not paying it? I just want to understand. Jamel Fareed, I just want to understand, man.
$2,790 on page 5, Mad Bomber $2,000 payment on page 7, Delgado Law Group payment $32,589.14 on page 10, Lukarsky and Sons payment $11,700 on page 10, Homer Industries payment $39,650 on page 8, and Kiarika Law payment of $1,000, which was on the list of manual checks. So my motion is to pay the bills with the exception of those 6 items until we have the opportunity to review the invoices that were emailed to me at 5 o'clock this evening.
Okay, so he said some invoices was emailed to him at 5 o'clock this evening, so he doesn't want to pay those until he reviews them. Absolutely. Absolutely, I ain't mad at that. Now, what about the invoices for the Mad Bomber shit? You telling me that y'all ain't go through that and getting some understanding yet? Or we just going, what about the Mad Bomber shit? Did y'all, look at Tiffany's face. Yo, look at Tiffany's face. She pissed. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. She is pissed. She already know what this is. You're not gonna pay the Mad Bomber again, huh? This nigga always do this shit. She like, this motherfucker always do this every meeting. Look at her face. Look at Tiffany. Look at Belcher's face. Look at Kiana's face. Yeah. Bro, they all full of shit. Look at Kiana's face. She like, yeah. Yeah, how you like that? Tiffany, like, you sons of bitches. Yo, this shit is petty as fuck, bro. It just looks petty. Yo, look at Tiffany's face. Look at Kiana's face. Yo.
Those 6 items until we have the opportunity to review the invoices that were emailed to me at 5 o'clock this evening.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second by trustee House and trustee Steves. Okay, so,
Mayor,
yes,
may I say, the electronic register 191, that was the May 31st, 2021 bill run. The bill run for tonight's meeting, that would be the July electronic, would be register 195.
okay, so you got the wrong number.
Off. Okay.
Which has a different dollar amount than the ones that were read into record.
Okay, so you want to amend your motion, trustee House?
Yes, I sure would. Thank you for that catch. Chris, if you can, I'll ask if we can have just one moment so I can see if I can locate that warrant list.
Okay, so while you're locating that, I got a couple questions. So you say you want to remove, all I got is page 5. And can you give me the other pages when you find that?
DACRA Tech, page 5, Mad Bomber, page 7.
Okay, pause right there. So Mad Bomber. So the board of,
Yo, I know she was going to say, pause right there, Mad Bomber. So we're going to do this every week. And she's going to tell the same story every week. They don't want to pay for that shit. My thing is, if there's a misunderstanding, why don't y'all get all the numbers in order? Because it seems like every time we get here, nobody understands. And then Tiffany tries to explain. But I'm like, why don't y'all just do this back and behind the scenes? And then it'll be like, well, listen, Tiffany, we already spoke. You try to break it down to us, and we still said we not approving that. But it'd be like, every week we gonna have the same argument? Because I'm tired of hearing every time Mad Bomber comes up, nigga. If you hear Mad Bomber, just know it's about to be a problem. Because the trustees don't want to pay for it.
other pages when you find that.
DACRA Tech, page 5, Mad Bomber, page 7.
Okay, pause right there. So Mad Bomber. So the board of trustees, I don't have the date exact, approved $5,000 to be paid for the fireworks. We only paid $3,000. So we owe them $2,000. So we approved this in the beginning when we first started with the fireworks. So I don't understand what's the reason for removing the $2,000 that's owed to them?
I'm sorry, that's for me, Mayor?
Yeah, you the one making a motion to remove it, so I don't know who else.
The 4th of July festivities exceeded $5,000. So there were some additional funds that were paid on the last warrant list that exceeded the $5,000. So that's the reason for removal of this item.
Okay, so what items was overexceeded? Because nothing overexceeded anything.
Oh my God. See, this is where I don't be understanding what's going on. The mayor saying no, y'all saying yes. Why y'all ain't have this conversation to where y'all can actually get the stuff so that we don't have to go through this? This is the part I don't be understanding, because they have the same argument every week. Every week. And she says the same thing every week, and they say the same thing every week. And I'm like, every time we get the Mad Bomber, y'all say the same thing. Did you pay? Did you overpay? Or did you not overpay? She's saying they didn't. They say they did. What is the truth, man? Why do we got to do this every weekend? Every week, every meeting? Damn.
Money was donated to pay people. The only thing that we had was the $5,000. So can you tell me what's exceeded?
What I will do for that one, because I think this was discussed in the last meeting as well. So I will gather the items and I'll send you a detailed listing.
Wow. Wow. So until you gather those items, we still can't really resolve this. And then we got to wait again to see if you going to pay these people. I'm not feeling it. It's like, bro. So he's saying that they paid more. They overpaid. She's saying they didn't. I'm saying where's the moment where you niggas sit down and go over this stuff? Where is that moment? Because what I be hearing is a lot of accusation and allegations, and another person be like, that's not true. Well, it's one way to find out. It's one way to find out. Like, y'all can get all the stuff y'all need to get and just lay it out on the table, and people can, but they don't do that part. They just do the argument part.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't discussed in the last agenda. So I'm asking why you guys not paying the Mad Bomber. The problem y'all had was when it was $7,000 for the fire.
Look at Kiana's face as she's smiling. I don't know, man.
5,000 and the 2 that we owe. So we
OG do.
We decreased it to 2,000, which is the 2 that we owe from when we paid them from the beginning. We only put down a deposit of $3,000. So we still owe $2,000 to Mad Bomber. So that's that one. And then what's the third one?
Delgado Law Group, 32,589 on page 10.
Yo, what's true and what's not? The mayor's saying they only pay these people $3,000. They got $2,000 left to pay, and they ain't been trying to pay that. That's what the mayor been saying for every time they have the meeting about this shit. Kiana the last time said a bunch of money was spent on something else somewhere else, and it exceeded the $30,000. Well, that don't got nothing to do with the $5,000. So it'd be like, what we doing here? $30,000, $5,000, definitely two different budgets, right? So I heard Kiana point out that she spent over her $30,000 budget, but the argument on the floor is the $5,000 budget. It's two different budgets. And they don't want to pay the $5,000 because they said she overspent on her $30,000. That's what they said in the last meeting. They said she overspent on her $30,000. They're not trying to pay this because they spent money on this, they spent money on that, they spent money on flyers, they spent money on barricades. That's what y'all said. Y'all didn't want to pay because she spent over her $30,000. She said she didn't. But this right here is the $5,000 that y'all agreed to pay. This ain't the $30,000 in her thing. It is what it is.
Okay, and what's the reason that you don't want to pay the prosecutor?
My reason for all of these items is I requested the invoices for these for review on Friday, and I did not receive the invoice until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just seeking time to review them, and assuming that everything looks compliant, then we'll resubmit it for payment.
Yeah.
All right, I'll accept that. If you just received the invoice today, and you got a meeting today, you're gonna need some time to go over it. I get that. So I wouldn't be mad at that. Yeah, I'll get that. But that Mad Bomber shit, y'all don't be trying to discuss it, and y'all don't really be trying to go through it. Y'all just don't want to pay it.
Everything's compliant. We never done anything wrong that you can't pay bills. But when would you be guys paying these bills? I guess that's my next question. So once you review them, hold on 1 minute, Trustee Steve. When would you pay the bills?
It will come up on the next warrant list.
Okay, so you're gonna wait a whole month out before you pay the bills that you're taking out?
I would say my ask would be that we get the invoices a little bit more timely. I did not receive the warrant list until Friday, and I requested this information shortly thereafter. I did not.
Ooh, he about to make her pay. He about to punish her for giving him the stuff at 5, for him getting the stuff at 5 o'clock by forcing them to wait till the next month for him to pay the bills, when they can pay the bills anytime between that. They can pay. How much time do you need to go over the invoice to pay the bill? You gonna punish her. And what he says, yeah, I just want to make sure this don't happen next time. So what I'm saying is, you got a point. The 5 o'clock thing, you just got it. You need some time to review it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But a month though? Because a month really caused a lot of delays. You need a whole month to review this? We got to wait till the next warrant. You guys can do this next week. You can do it the week after. You can do it in 3 weeks. But you're going to wait till a month? Why? You don't need a month to go over that stuff. Some of these things is urgent because, the city got to move. April Showers in the building. Kokia Dreams. So that's a little weird to me.
Not receive the invoices until 5 o'clock, which is an hour and a half before this meeting. Therefore, I did not have the opportunity to review this information. So had this information been provided earlier, it could have been approved during this meeting. Well, I would have suggested approving it. The board members have their own minds on that.
So look at that, right? When is Friday from this day? Friday would have to been like a week ago. So you saying that if you was to get it a week ago, you would be able to get a decision. So it takes about a week for you to make a decision, right? So a week from now should be good, right? Just come on, y'all. If it took him, if he's suggesting that if he was to have it a week ago, he would have been able to make a decision. Well, if I give you a week now, in a week from now, you should be able to make a decision, no? We don't got to wait a month, do we? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So if had this information been provided earlier, it could have been approved during this meeting. Well, I would have suggested approving it. The board members have their own minds on that. But my ask would be that we get the invoices and the information a little bit more timely, so that way we can move forward with the information in hand.
Okay, what's the next invoice?
It was Pekarsky and Sons, $11,700.
So what's the reason for Pekarsky? Is it the same reason for not getting an invoice?
Same reason for all items.
Okay, so let's back up because I see where this is going. Pekarsky and Sons, you guys all know that we have an EPA issue here in town. So we made an agreement with Pekarsky. They're the ones taking the mulch and everything that's over there to their yard. And their agreement was that we paid them their invoices. So whenever they do any work, we supposed to continue to pay them because the problem in the past was we wasn't paying them. So you saying you want to stop that process as well?
He's not saying he wants to stop that process, Mayor. Stop playing. Like the fuck, we all speaking English, ain't we? He ain't say nothing about stop no process. He said that he wants some time to review it before he makes the decision. That's all, because he said he just got the invoice today at 5 o'clock and he wants some time to review it. So he ain't saying that he's not trying to do it. So don't do that to the man. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. He ain't trying to say, he ain't say nothing about stop the process. He didn't say that. He's delaying the process. Definitely delaying that shit. But never stop. He never, no. He's not trying to stop it. He's trying to definitely delay the fuck out of that shit. But he ain't trying to stop it.
Invoices. So whenever they do any work, we supposed to continue to pay them, because the problem in the past was we wasn't paying them. So you saying you want to stop that process as well?
Mayor, I'm saying the same thing I said 3 minutes ago.
Okay, right. But I'm asking.
Review the invoice, and then at that time, I would recommend moving forward.
Okay. But do you understand what I'm asking, or why I'm saying why you're removing it if we got a deal with someone?
Tiffany, let it go. Let it go, Tiffany. He made a point. The point is valid. Your only issue should be the time it takes for him to actually come up with the decision. That should be your issue. Right now, the only issue you should have is, does it really take a month, though? That should be the only issue. Like, that man made a point, and his point is valid. 5 o'clock today, he just got it. He need time to look over it. Nothing to argue about. The only thing should be your concern, Miss Henyard, is how long is it going to take you? That's it. Like, all this extra shit right here. This is why they be doing the stuff, because, you know, they all petty. Every last one of them is petty like a mama. They petty. So when she does this little nonsense right here, they do more nonsense. It's a bunch of tit for tat petty shit going on. So she should let this go. Because these dudes, they hold grudges on her, and they making it harder for her. So she kind of got to play ball with them, and she's trying to fight them. But it's like 5 of them versus you. They going to keep fucking you up. You're going to have to learn how to play nicely and get what you want. Because these niggas here, all that fighting them back shit just makes them want to fight harder. She need to let that go, man. Don't push it, man. Kiana face tells it all. Kiana face, you don't gotta watch nothing else. Just look at Kiana. Just look at Kiana's face throughout the whole interaction. Her face says everything you need to know about what the trustees is thinking.
I would recommend moving forward.
Okay. But do you understand what I'm asking, or why I'm saying why you're removing it if we got a deal with someone who's supposed to still continue to pay them?
I definitely heard your statement, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead. What's the next one? You on mute.
Eureka Law, which is a manual check for $1,000.
Eureka Law. Okay. And is that it? Was that the only one?
And the last one, Homer Industries on page 8, $39,650. That's the final one.
Okay, got it. Go ahead, Trustee Steve.
The question I have, or the concern I have, is that these questions were asked earlier, and the department heads were instructed not to give us this information. So we could have paid a lot of this stuff, but we're just getting the invoices at 5 o'clock.
What? Hold on, Steve. What you just said? What? Who did that? Hold on, y'all. Steve said that the department's head was instructed not to give them the information. Who said that? Who did that? Tell me more, Steve. Let me hear what's going on here.
And the department heads were instructed not to give us this information. So we could have paid a lot of this stuff, but we're just getting the invoices at 5 o'clock. So the goal is to get this stuff beforehand, so we don't have to wait till the last minute. But if the department heads are told not to give us information and to see the mayor, then that's where we're at right now.
Wow. So that's some bullshit. If they told the department heads not to give these people the information, that's fuck shit. First of all, they need to be in contact with these people so that they can get all the stuff they need to do their job. Like, why would you stop them from doing their job and tell them go see the mayor? Who authorized that? Who the hell authorized that? Now, let me hear Tiffany's response to this, because that's some bullshit. How the fuck you going to... Who determined that? Man, that's some nonsense. Tiffany, explain.
Okay, so that's an untrue statement. And if they tell you to see me about something,
You see what I'm saying? She said immediately she said it's an untrue statement. Immediately she says it's an untrue statement. I want to know why he said it. If it's not a true statement, why did you say it, man? Because I got outraged as soon as he said that. Because how the fuck? That's some bullshit. But she says it's not true. What's happening? Both of those statements can't be true because somebody would have to told him that this is the way it goes. Like we were told not, because why would you say that they were told not to give you any information? Somebody would have to told you or tell you we're not allowed to give you information. Because the mayor said that's not true, so you ain't hear that from the mayor. So who, like, this is where I be trying to find out, like, yo, did he just lie? Or did she just lie? Somebody just lied or something, because one of these things can't be the truth. Because if one of the things is the truth, then the other one's not the truth.
They're told not to give us information and to see the mayor, then that's where we're at right now.
okay, so that's an untrue statement. And if they tell you to see me about something or whatever, you guys can call my phone and get it resolved just like I can. So when we get here, it can't be one-sided. That
All right, she says it's an untrue statement. And I do agree. If anybody tells you see the mayor about it, well, then just see the mayor about it. But if they told you we're not allowed to give you any information, go see the mayor about it, that's different. That's different. Then I will be, Steve, you got a point. Who the hell told them not to give you no information? But if all they told you was, oh, go see the mayor about this, it might be something that, the mayor got more information on. If that's what was said and you added that, oh, they told you not to, like, because I'm like, what the hell? Steve, if somebody told you that, that's some absolute bullshit. If somebody told you that they was not supposed to give you no information and shit, I'm with you. But if you lying, bro, if you're lying, bro, because I don't understand. Both of these can't be true. Somebody lying.
okay, Mayor, you didn't call or I didn't call. So that's why I'm at with that. But we can play this game because I don't understand why y'all not paying the attorney, but you guys want your attorney, but don't want to pay the village attorney. But it's okay. So I'm going to call the.
Oh, they don't want to pay the village attorney. They don't want to pay her attorney. See, I be starting to take a little check. Anything that's got to benefit her and is gonna something to do with her, for some reason, they don't fuck with it. So what they're refusing to pay is the village attorney, which is gonna represent her. But they approved to pay their attorney. But listen, what he said was he got the invoices late. I'll give him that. But is there some underlying anything here? Why it got to take a month for you to pay these people when you could just go over the invoices in the next couple days and come up with a decision? Why are you?
That's why I'm at with that. But we can play this game because I don't understand why y'all not paying the attorney, but you guys want your attorney, but don't want to pay the village attorney. But it's okay. So I'm going to call the row and we're going to move forward.
Excuse me, ma'am, may I have your address?
Yep, go ahead, Trustee Norbert.
Look at Belcher during all this. It's like she's loving every moment of this. She's loving every moment of this. Bro, listen. I can't deny what I'm seeing.
Want your attorney, but don't want to pay the village attorney. But it's okay. So I'm going to call the row and we're going to move forward.
Excuse me, ma'am, may I have your address?
Yep, go ahead, Trustee Norbert.
I feel, Mayor, that because earlier I was really saddened. As an elected official, I couldn't believe that earlier.
The intro to whatever she about to say already sound crazy. I was truly saddened. As an elected official, oh shit, where this about to go? What's she about to say? She sound like she about to say some fuck shit. As an elected official, you don't talk like that. So right now, you're talking a certain way for a certain. Oh man, what's she about to say?
there that, because earlier I was really saddened. As an elected official, I couldn't believe that earlier, because we were given this information on Friday in regards to what was going to be on the agenda. So of course we couldn't ask questions. We couldn't do our research Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, because yesterday was a holiday. So today, the first thing I did was call the appropriate department so that I can, because my goal as an elected trust official is to make informed decisions. So if the decision is not informed, if I don't have enough information, I feel as if I don't have enough information to make that decision. So when I was called, I continued to call.
I agree with her 1,000%, nigga. I agree with what Brittany just said 1,000%. And she's absolutely right. And that's why House needs the time to go over the stuff. And I'm with him 100%. The point she just made, there is no debating what she just said. What she said was right and exact.
One of the department heads in the village earlier, they wouldn't answer. And then when I called Chris, our finance guy earlier, I said, hey, I just have some questions regarding some of these items because I'd like to know what they are before making.
Now, she said she called the department and they didn't answer, or they wouldn't answer. You can't say they wouldn't answer, because that's like saying that they know it's you calling and they don't want to pick up for you. They didn't answer. Who knows what the reason is? You didn't get an answer. No problem. Got you.
And then when I called Chris, our finance guy earlier, I said, hey, I just have some questions regarding some of these items because I'd like to know what they are before making my vote tonight. And he stated that he couldn't give me the information, that I had to speak with you. Now, my problem with that is this.
But Chris is the finance guy. He tells you about the budget and line items and stuff. What if the information you need, he don't got, which is what he told you? Because the people that, see what I'm hearing is the people that she was supposed to get the information from didn't pick up the phone. The people that got the information she need, they didn't pick up the phone. So she decided to call Chris, and Chris said he don't got the information she need. She need to holler at the mayor. You can't be mad at Chris at that point. He ain't even the person that you were supposed to get the information from in the first place. You already said where you were supposed to get the information from. They didn't pick up the phone. So it's not on Chris at this point, because the information, you know where to get it from. They just ain't pick up the phone. Who knows if Chris has the information you're looking for? You know that the place you called got the information. You know that for a fact. The place that you called got the information you're looking for, but you just didn't get through with them. So you can't make it seem like that's Chris's department.
What they are before making my vote tonight. And he stated that he couldn't give me the information, that I had to speak with you. Now, my problem with that is this. I'm thinking that the goal is to make it as easy as possible for when we're trying to do this research so that we can be ready to vote and make the appropriate decisions.
All right. I just got lost real quick. Because you know what I just realized? Like, all bets are off as soon as they get to, you got to contact the mayor. Did you notice that? As soon as it gets to the point where you got to contact the mayor, they're like, y'all making this difficult. If it ends with you got to contact the mayor, oh, you guys are making this difficult. You're not making it easy. That's the easy part right there. Contact the mayor. The source. The main person that's going to be held accountable, contact them. I don't want to talk to that bitch. That's where they at. Soon as they hear contact the mayor, all bets is off. Because, okay, contact the mayor. Go ahead. After you contact the mayor and then it don't go the way it's supposed to go, then you got a legitimate problem. But they stop at contact the mayor. Once they hear contact the mayor, show's over. Because they not doing it.
That the goal is to make it as easy as possible for when we're trying to do this research so that we can be ready to vote and make the appropriate decisions. So earlier when he stated that he couldn't give me the information, I'm thinking, hey, what do I do from here? Do I wait to the board meeting like now to ask you? When we wait to now, then we don't really have enough time to make that decision. So I feel as if that's where I'm at as a trustee on the board whose job is to govern the finances part. I feel as if I shouldn't have a problem speaking with any department head to figure out anything that's on the warrant list. Now, it would be better, Mayor, and I think I asked you before, I said, well, hey, Mayor, when you...
Tiffany's pissed. Fucking Belchard is loving it. Yo, this shit. Look at this. Tiffany's pissed. Belcher is loving it. Courtney Peach, what's up?
All the things on that warrant list, if you run it past us prior to or even while doing so, we can say to you then and we'll be informed instead of us waiting to receive the warrant list and now we have all of these surprises. I feel like every meeting that there's a warrant list, I'm blindsided and I'm frustrated because I'm in a rush to do this research to figure out the expenses that were paid out.
Bro, I watched every meeting. Come on, guys. Come on, y'all. We watched every meeting. They've never complained about stuff being dropped today and we got to look over it today. Nah, that's not what's been going on, bro. Come on now. This is actually the first time that they said something been dropped in their lap today and, you know, we can't decide it today. They would have discussions about stuff and then it'd be like, we're just having a discussion about it and then we're going to put it on the agenda for the next meeting. Like, why is they making it seem that like we've been witnessing this happening every time they have a meeting? It hasn't. This is definitely, it has not been what they've been complaining about in every meeting. So the fact that she's saying like, we go through this all the time, well, this is the first time I'm hearing you complain about this. Y'all never complained about this, it being handled like this. Nah. Y'all complained about her spending. Y'all complained about not having the physical budget. Y'all, that was the main thing for multiple meetings. Is that it's not a problem about the stuff on the agenda. It's a problem about we don't have the physical budget, so we can't really vote on none of this stuff. Like, y'all never made an issue about, oh, you just dropped this on us today and you want us to vote on it today. Y'all never did that. That was never the issue. Today, in September 7th, now, for the first time, I'm hearing that something's been dropped in your lap on the same day and they want you to make a decision. This is the first time y'all making this claim in this administration, bro. I've been watching. We've been watching. This is part 8. In part 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, these arguments was never made. So how can you say that that's what's been going on the whole time?
Who's this to? What is this? So I've seen a lot of, for instance, we've seen the tree cutting. My issue is not paying the tree cutting company. My issue is, do we have a tree list? I know you asked that before. Do we have a tree list? Who's governing the tree list? Can I, as a member of the board, have access to the tree list so that we know? Because residents call myself also and say, hey, I need this tree cut down. Where are we? I've been contacting Public Works. Where are we? So I think that in regards to moving forward and making these decisions with the word list, it will be easier if the appropriate departments can feel comfortable with giving us the information and not feel as if they don't want to tell us the information because they don't want to make you angry and they don't want any backlash from making you angry. So that's what I was getting earlier from when I was calling.
Hold on, is this speculation? Hold the fuck on, bro. This is dangerous. Brittany, are you assuming that that's what's going on? Is that what's happening?
Forward and making these decisions with the word list, it will be easier if the appropriate departments can feel comfortable with giving us the information and not feel as if they don't want to tell us the information because they don't want to make you angry and they don't want any backlash from making you angry.
She said, and not as if they don't want to tell us the information because they don't want to make you angry. Like, why are you saying that if they ain't tell you that? She's saying she feel as if they don't want to get you mad and they don't. Why are you putting that out in the atmosphere like that's what they told you?
So I think that in regards to moving forward and making these decisions with the word list, it will be easier.
She says, I feel like they did that because, according to her words, that's how she feels. This is like,
y'all been contacting Public Works. Where are we? So I think that in regards to moving forward and making these decisions with the word list, it will be easier if the appropriate departments can feel comfortable with giving us the information and not feel as if they don't want to tell us the information because they don't want to make you angry and they don't want any backlash from making you angry. So that's what I was getting earlier from when I was calling Chris, our finance guy, and when I was trying to call Janice to figure out, hey, what is this? I see this payment is on here. And even with Matt Bomber, the way you just broke that down, okay, but we still have to look into it. But when we look at the warrant list, that was our question. I know we donated $5,000 and I know that more than $5,000 was spent. So again, my question was, okay, how did this work? And when I called Chris earlier, if we could have been given that information, I think I would have been more prepared tonight in regards to making that decision.
all right, so when you call Chris, right, what Chris told you, holla at the mayor and she couldn't give you the information. Did you do that? No, I didn't do that. I just felt like Chris should have been able to give me the information. Okay, Chris couldn't give you the information. He told you where to get it. Did you do that? Nah, I ain't go to the mayor, but I'm still gonna just make an argument because I didn't even do everything that. See, once she says, Chris told me to holler at the mayor, okay? And then, so I didn't holler at the mayor, and now I'm saying I don't got the information. I don't like that. I don't like that. Because it's like, well, what happened? You don't like the fact that Chris told you holler at the mayor? Because do that part, and if that doesn't give you the results that you're looking for, then you got, like, come on. Like, it's almost like calling the mayor is the motherfucking stumbling block. That's the one thing they can't do. So once you tell them to do that, they can't do their job. What?
So just in regards to my explanation for why I feel the way I feel with some of the things that we're tabling tonight or putting off at the moment, it's just, again, because.
You thought, she said that Chris said that he don't have the information. She got to check the mayor. She said Chris couldn't give her the information. He didn't have it. Like,
I would like more information before I approve those items. Thank you, Mayor.
So, as you all know, that if y'all have any problems as it relates to not getting information or have a problem, the thing you could have done, Trustee Norwood, is call my phone. But my board don't want to pick up my phone calls, don't want to communicate with their mayor. So
exactly. Come on, I ain't stupid. I'm not stupid. They acting like they got a problem when they don't even actually do the very thing that they're instructed to do. Call the mayor. Nah, I ain't doing that. Hey, call the mayor. Fuck out of here. I ain't calling that bitch. Hey, hit up the mayor. Man, fuck that bitch. I'm not calling her. Clearly, that's what's going on. Clearly, they're letting you know. Their issues is, once they get told to call the mayor, they can't do their job no more.
So how can you get up here and you guys grandstand about information that you cannot get? Well, all you have to do is call me if you can't get something or you're not getting anywhere in the village as it relates to.
See? Call the mayor. But you got department heads. Call the mayor. But you got some other people. Call the mayor. But you got. So no matter what I say, you ain't gonna call the mayor. So why you got department heads? Call the mayor. So no matter what, if the solution is to call the mayor, you don't want that solution, so you're just not gonna go with the actual solution. If, no matter how you feel about it, if they say, call the mayor. If you do that and you don't get the results, then you got something. But when you don't do it, and then they don't want to call the mayor, period. They don't want to. Whatever reasons they give, they don't want to call her. Call her.
To an item that you need addressing. As relates to Mayor Balmer, we all voted, or you guys voted, because I don't vote no longer, but you all voted to pay them $5,000 in the beginning when we first started to do the fireworks show. We only put down $3,000, leaving us a balance of $2,000 left to pay them. We did not pay them no more than $3,000. So now I'm saying, why would we not continue with what we agreed to in the beginning, which is to pay $5,000 and everybody else cover the difference as related to getting the fireworks show on. It's said that we are here with this. It is said that we can't communicate amongst ourselves as adults, and that every time we come to this meeting, we got to do this. So I'm hoping and praying that my board will get on one accord with me and call my phone, because I called all y'all. So I know you see the missed call from Mayor Henyard. Call my phone back and communicate with me.
Because she says I called all y'all. I know you see the missed call from Tiffany Henyard. They don't pick up her calls. And nobody cares about that because, well, not nobody cares about it. A lot of people overlook that like it's not important. Why they need to call her? She has the information. She's the one, ultimately, that they need to talk to anyway. Why are they not calling her? What's the problem with calling her? Why does it have to be a problem if you gotta call her? What's the big deal? If you gotta call her to get what you need, what's the problem with it?
So that we can be as a unit and show unity amongst community because they want to see that. Right now, they don't want to see the division. They don't want to see us going back and forth like we're doing. So I'm all game for that. But I do have something to say, but I'm gonna leave it for my mayoral report so that I won't make this longer than what it has to be because we do got a presentation and several different items on the agenda. So I'm gonna let it be where it's at. You guys remember?
No, I wasn't finished, Mayor, because I know I was referring. I know you asked me a question. So your question was again why I didn't call your phone. So I guess my question. Yes,
Wait, no. Let me finish. I'm not done. I don't want to go back and forth because then basically everybody says something go back and forth for like 30 minutes. So that's why I'm just making a statement and then we're gonna move forward and then we all.
I had a question, Mayor. I just had a question for you, Mayor. So I was wondering if you could answer my question. That's all. It wasn't. So my question was this: you stated that I should call your phone. Are you saying that I shouldn't be able to get the proper information from the appropriate department heads?
This is the thing, right? This is the part for me. You said you called the department heads. You said you couldn't get them. I never heard nobody tell you not to call the department heads. I heard you say you couldn't get in contact with them. I heard you said you called Chris. Chris couldn't give you the information. Chris directed you to the mayor. The mayor says, I'm open for all calls, and you don't call her. And I'm supposed to just acknowledge everything else outside of you calling her. Why would I listen to you say that you called the department heads and they didn't answer, and then you gonna say, if you saying I shouldn't call the department heads? When did you hear that? I didn't hear that. I've been listening. I didn't hear her say, you shouldn't call the department heads. I heard her say, y'all can call me. Y'all don't call me. Nobody wants to address that part. Why y'all don't call her? Ultimately, she's going to be able to get you everything you need. And y'all don't want to call her. And y'all don't pick up her calls. But nobody finds nothing wrong with that. A lot of people don't see something wrong with that. A lot of people don't question that. You know, guess what? You know that might solve the problem. But why should I have to do that? Well, that question is why we still here. Because you don't want to do it. You don't feel like you should. Okay, what if you just wanted to avoid the drama and just get the information? Ultimately, you're going to get what you're looking for, right? All the information you wanted if you just call them. Fuck it. You're supposed to go through the department heads. You can't get through with the department heads. You know for a fact, though, who can get all that information? She can. So, just to get what you want, just call her. Because you want it that bad. Because you want it that bad. Swallow your pride and call that bitch. And get all that information you need so you can do your job. I ain't calling that bitch. Fuck her. If I can't get it from the department heads like I'm supposed to, then fuck that bitch. Like, at the end of the day, what's more important? Getting the job done? Or it's not, you can't get it the way you, like if you can get all the information by just calling her, then just do it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let me call this bitch and get this information because I need it. I need it. I need to understand these numbers. I need to understand this budget. I need to understand. Let me call her and get this information from her because I know she got it. But they like, nah, I'm going to stop right at that moment. If I can't get it up to that point, I'm not going to do the very last thing on the list that will definitely get me the information. I'm not going to do that. Why?
Shouldn't be able to get the information from them. Why is it that I have to call your phone?
You can get the information from anybody, but I'm saying if you had a problem, normally they call the mayor. But you didn't do that. You said, I didn't know where do I go.
I called Chris.
Exactly. She had a problem. She had a problem, right? What she says, I called Chris. You had a problem there too. He had a problem. Look at what I'm saying, right? Because I'm not saying don't call the department heads because nobody said that on this panel. Tiffany ain't say that. What I'm saying is, you said you called the department and they didn't pick up. So that's a problem. You got a problem. You can't get what you need. That's the problem right there. So what do you do next? You call somebody. Who you call? Chris. Chris, I got a problem. I'm trying to get in contact. Why you calling Chris? Because I got a problem. What's the problem? I'm trying to get in contact with the department heads because I need this information and I can't get it. Chris says, I can't get it to you either, but I know who can, the mayor. That's the solution to the problem right there. You had a problem. You tried to get a solution through Chris. You ran into the same problem with Chris. The solution now is going to the mayor. You stop there. Now the question is, why I gotta call you? You know why you gotta call me? Because you ran into a problem. That's why you gotta call me. Because you ran into a problem. You couldn't get what you needed, so ultimately you gotta come to me because I can get it. The fuck? That's hard to understand? Man, please. I'm not stupid.
You said, I don't know where to go next. So if you don't know where to go next, you call the mayor. If you feel the mayor's doing it, why didn't you call me if that's what y'all feel? So I'm asking you this.
I didn't need to play her part for me to say that part. You know why? Because my brain already figured that out before I played it. I never heard this part. My brain already figured out, like, well, if you ran into a problem, and you could call the mayor. Like, listen, man, let me tell you something. I've been at jobs before, right? So, I got a problem with an employee. I got a problem with a secretary or anything like that, and shit ain't going my way, and I'm running into a problem. Guess what gotta happen? I gotta call the boss. I don't normally just call the boss, nigga. Imagine if I called the boss to find out what time I gotta work tomorrow. He'd be like, what the fuck? Why you calling me? You could have just called the office. That's what the boss gonna say, right? But imagine now, if I'm calling the office, I can't get in contact with the office. I got personal numbers of some of the fucking secretaries. I'm calling them, I can't get them. So I call the boss. You know, imagine, right? Because, nigga, I've been through this type of shit. Nigga, when I try to, let's say I don't want to go to work tomorrow and, I don't feel like going to work, but I'm going to work. And something happened and I can't get in contact with the office and shit, so I decide not to show up because shit, they ain't pick up the phone. The fuck? I don't know what time I got to go to work, so I don't show up, nigga. And then I get a call from the fucking boss. Why I ain't show up for work this morning? Well, I was calling the office and nobody picked up. So why you didn't call me? That's what the fuck he gonna say to me. So why you didn't call me? And what I'm gonna say? Well, I ain't think to call you. Why you? I'm telling you, bro. I done been through all this type of stuff where I try to make them dumbass excuses with my boss, and the first thing they say is why I didn't call him. I've been through that, so I automatically know what she's supposed to do. I know I didn't call my boss because I didn't want to go to work that day. I know if I called him, he was going to fucking go find out what's happening and find out what time I got to go to work and actually get me on the fucking road. And I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go that day, so I was happy that they ain't pick up the phone. I was happy that they ain't fucking answer. I was like, shit, well, I ain't got to work today. But I knew in my heart, if I called the boss, I'm going to end up working today because he going to find out what's going on. I knew that. That's why I ain't call that nigga. So why we play? Like, I'm not gonna play this game, bro. We all human beings, my nigga. We all human beings. We ain't doing no shit that another creature does, nigga. We all do the same shit. We all got the same feelings. We all, like, come on. Come on. You ain't want to call the mayor because you feel like you shouldn't have to. You feel like Chris should have gave me what I needed. I should have been able to get in contact with the department heads. So why the hell do I need to call the mayor? Well, you couldn't get in contact with the department heads, and Chris couldn't give you what you need. That's why you had to call the mayor, but you didn't want to. So we got to be honest. Stop playing. There's no excuse to not call. You just didn't want to.
I don't know where to go next. So if you don't know where to go next, you call the mayor. If you feel the mayor's doing it, why didn't you call me if that's what y'all feel? So I'm
asking you this. If everyone is informed to not provide us with the information that we are requesting to make informed decisions as board members on the board, why is it that they're afraid to answer our questions? I'm asking you.
They're not afraid to.
She's saying that everyone in this form. I don't know where this is coming from. She said everyone. She's making the same allegation that Steve made. She's saying everyone is informed to not give them no information. The mayor said it's not true, but right now we got Brittany and Steve said it. They haven't said where they got it from. They haven't said where they got it from, but they're saying it. They're saying it.
That's what y'all feel. So I'm
asking you this. I'm asking you this. If everyone is informed to not provide us with the information that we are requesting to make informed decisions as board members on the board, why is it that they're afraid to answer our questions? I'm asking you.
They're not afraid to answer any questions. That's what I'm saying, trustee. So what I'm saying is that everybody got the information wrong. So if you have a question or have a suggestion, call my phone. So let's move forward because I don't want this meeting to be to 1 o'clock in the morning. So you guys made a motion. You made a second. You guys want to remove those items? That's fine. So if you could, Clerk Keith, call the roll.
Clerk, before you.
Man, that's Mrs. Belcher. Hey, they don't want to let this go. Tiffany, like, man, this what y'all want to do? Whatever. Let's go, man. We moving on. They like, nah, I got some things to say. Ooh-wee. Hey, Belcher want to talk, y'all. Ah, shit.
So you guys made a motion. You made a second. You guys want to remove those items? That's fine. So if you could, Clerk Keith, call the roll.
Clerk, before you call the roll, would you mind if I adjust the numbers for the electronic warrant list for the record?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, register 195, corporate payments of $41,214.30. Water fund payment, $339,266.24. Sewer fund payments of $19,304.39. Manual checks of $316,529.72 for total payments of $716,314.65.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Clerk Key, can you call the roll? Clerk Key, waiting on you. You on mute?
I have a question.
Okay, let us go through this.
I just want to make sure that the motion is the proper motion before we start voting. I'm not trying to say anything else. I just want to make sure that the motion that we're voting on is the proper motion.
It is the proper motion. Your items is removed. Your stuff is removed from the warrant list. So we're moving forward. Chris just made clarity of it. So if you could call the roll, Clerk Key. Thank you.
Sure. 1 second. Thank you. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes is absent. Trustee Brown?
Aye.
And Trustee House?
Aye.
Okay,
Motion
motion
passes.
All right, thank you. Moving on. Next, we have a presentation by Policy and Sustainability Manager Anthony Tildale of the Forest Preserve of Cook County. Mr. Am I saying your last name correct? Sure, okay.
Good evening, Mayor Henyard and trustees, village clerk Keys, and village administrator Brown. I'm going to try and share my screen. Say what? You get the ability to share my screen so I can do my presentation?
Yes, Derek, if you could.
I'm gonna speed this part up.
Derek?
Okay, here it is.
All right.
You see my screen?
It's coming in now.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mayor Henyard and trustees, residents of Village, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you briefly. I'm Anthony Tyndall, the Policy and Sustainability Manager for the Forest Preserves of Cook County. I'm here to talk just briefly with you about who we are and what we provide for free, mostly free, to Village residents of Dolton. So, as you know, the Forest Preserves remained open during the whole COVID-19 pandemic. We thought it really important that Cook County residents had some place to go to for respite, recreation, and quiet. And so we worked very hard to remain open for Cook County residents during this pandemic. If you don't know, the Forest Preserves is 70,000 acres of public open space around Cook County, a place where wildlife thrives. Are the land managers of various woodlands, savannas, wetlands, and prairies. And these typographies provide home to very important threatened and endangered species, such as the bald eagle, herons, our river otters, and various other species. We've got 130 threatened and endangered species that we're actively trying to protect. We do that protection, one way is through our ecological restoration activities. So we work to make sure that the lands that the Forest Preserves manages are to the highest level of ecological health. Achieve that by volunteers and by employing hundreds of young people around the county to help do restoration work with us. We do that in partnership with numerous other organizations like the Friends of the Forest Preserves, Student Conservation Association, Audubon, and others. We're the home of where Cook County residents, Dolton residents, can come and create their own adventure. We've got places where you can canoe boat ride, where you can bird, have a picnic, do some jogging, running, horseback riding. There are literally over 1,000 different things you can do in Cook County Forest Preserves. We have over 350 miles of trails, we have 5 brand new campground sites, we have over 40 managed lakes and ponds, and we have 6 nature education centers. These are very many museums where Cook County residents of all ages can come and explore the various wildlife that is native to Cook County, the native plants that are in this region, as well as find out more about what Cook County is doing to improve the lives of Cook County residents. We're also the home of the Brookfield Zoo and the Chicago Botanical Gardens. These 2 gems of the Forest Preserves are on our lands, and we provide them resources and partnerships with them every year. In addition, we're working with various villages within Cook County to help build healthy communities through our lands that provide clean air, clean water and food, clean water and flood control, And the environmental impact we provide each year is almost $500 million via flood control, water purification, and carbon storage. We're an economic asset to the region, totaling almost $400 million. And we're a place where, right now we're in a place where we're trying to plan for the future. So years ago, we approved our next century conservation plan. It's a very ambitious plan that's going to help guide the forest preserves for the next 100 years. Almost all residents in Cook County pay less than 2 cups of Starbucks a year to the forest preserves to maintain that 70,000 acres, the Chicago Botanical Gardens, the Brookfield Zoo, and our hundreds of other assets. So we're wanting Dolton residents to come and visit us and take advantage of their taxes to experience nature at your local forest preserves. You can attend one of our hundreds of events that are free and open to the public. You can learn more about what we have and what we offer by following us at fpdcc.com. Also support the forest preserves by volunteering. We have hundreds of different volunteering opportunities. You can support us by supporting our Forest Preserve Foundation, or you can help by advocating to your friends and families to come and visit the forest preserves. So that's what we're up to. I'm here to answer any questions that you all might have about the forest preserves, what we're doing in the region, and we just wanted to say thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to share a little bit about who we are to your residents. So thank you.
I hope that was real helpful for the residents. I like what I saw and what y'all doing over there. That's great. So thank you again for coming on and giving a presentation.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Okay, Derek, Derek, waiting on you.
What's that?
So you put the screen back, but
I got to stop sharing.
okay. All right, there we go. All right, thank you so much. Okay, now getting to business. First on the agenda, we have old business, consideration and approval of a resolution with IDOT for the alleys and resurfacing project. As you guys know or noticed lately, we've been working with Public Works, Stacey Carrera, who I just adore. He's been putting together a lot of great things that's needed for residents, and we are working on getting alleys done. A lot of residents have complained over the years about going through their alleys with potholes, flooding, or just being able to get in their garage. So we do have an alley program that's structured. I want to give Director Carrera the floor to explain. Stacey, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So the program for the alleys, we did a survey where we went through all of the alleys in the community, and we selected the alleys that were in the worst conditions, and also alleys that were most commonly used in the wintertime by residents who have garages that face the alley. A cost estimate was done and submitted to us from Robertson Engineering. And at this point, we are going over the cost estimates to select which alleys will be paved first, along with the sewers in the alley.
Okay, thank you. Before we open up for a discussion, can we get a motion to approve a resolution with IDOTs for the alley resurfacing project?
I would like to motion that we table this item to Finance Committee until we can get the details on which alleys and kind of some more of the information that I think the superintendent mentioned that he started, but it does not sound like it's complete at this time. I would just like to have information on which alleys that survey, and then it looks like it was $700,000 appropriated for the MFT funds, but I did want to circle and talk with Chris because I'm not sure if I saw it or not in the MFT budget. So my motion will be to table it to Finance Committee.
Second.
Okay, it's been motion and second. Call the roll.
I'm sorry, who's second?
Trustee Steve.
All right, thank you, Steve. Trustee. Okay, Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
And Trustee House?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Next, we have consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with Dash for services related to sidewalk repair. Again, this is another one of those projects that residents complained about for years as relates to their sidewalks or going up and down a sidewalk or into their home. I too can relate to it because when my daughter goes up and down the block on her bike, it's a lot of bad sidewalks that need repaired. If you guys want information about it, I'm gonna let Director Correll, if you can go ahead with the sidewalk replacement.
So the sidewalks around Village Hall and the curbs are in dire need of repair. It was told to me to locate 3 vendors to give us quotes to do the work around the Village Hall, and that's what I did. If you all have the synopsis in front of you, I put it into a spreadsheet format to compare them, and I'm making my recommendations. Also, I attached a justification letter for my recommendations, if you all have that in front of you also. Is there any questions about the concrete?
I didn't. Well, I'd like to make a motion to table this to Public Works Committee. I don't have this breakdown of the three quotes. All I have is the approval agreement with McMorris Group Concrete Firm. So I'll make a motion to table to Public Works Committee so we can dip into it, so we make sure we have all, because I know I can't speak for anybody else, but I can't make the vote on it because I don't have the 3 quotes in front of me. So I make a motion to table it to Public Works Committee.
Okay, it's been motion and second. Just Trustee Steve, make sure you have a committee so that we can get the sidewalks repaired. The reason why I'm stating that is because I know Trustee House's committee meeting is the end of the month. But as you know, with concrete, we have to get it done right away before weather breaks. Call the roll.
I'm sorry, can you repeat who's second? I heard 2 voices.
That was Trustee Norwood.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
And Trustee House?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion carried. Next, we have consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement with for services related to resurfacing of Village Hall parking lots. We've been working on this for the last couple of months. Scott Gilmore, are you there? Is Scott on here? I don't see him. Okay, so basically we are trying to basically get the parking lot repaved. Currently now, it is leaking in the downstairs of the bank building, and we need to do something about it before it get worse. We got garbage cans down there catching the water, and that's why this is here. We went out for bid for 3 different proposals. So I'm asking the board to move forward with getting the parking lot paved for Village Hall. So is there a motion to have a resolution authorizing and approving an agreement for repaving the parking lot in Village Hall?
I motion for moving forward with the repavement of Village Hall, the resolution.
Second.
All right, there's a motion in second.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
And Trustee House?
Aye.
The motion passes.
All right, next we have consideration and approval of a resolution authorizing and approving agreements with Enterprise Fleet Management, Inc. for services related to the village fleet management and vehicle replacement. Now, is Enterprise on the line? Oh, okay.
Yes,
Hey,
Mayor.
hi, well, before I give it to you, I guess I'm gonna let Chief Collins speak and tell us what he was in need of, and then Corral, and then you guys. Chief
Okay.
Collins,
Okay, can you hear me okay?
yes.
Yep.
Okay. We have an aging fleet that we've already discussed with the police department. We will be rotating some cars out of the fleet because it is costing us a lot of money in maintenance just in the upkeep for these vehicles. So we are looking to replace these vehicles and have some type of program in place so that the average age of our fleet goes down along with the cost to maintain the fleet. So if Enterprise, if you're on, you have a brief presentation that you can make for the village officials, please.
Okay, next, Corral, before we go to Enterprise. Stacy, did you want to give us a synopsis of what you needed?
Yes, the Enterprise program, I believe, is a decent program for the village to change out our pickup trucks and some of our other Ford Explorer trucks that we use to service the village, not only because they experience a large amount of wear and tear, but not only that, but because they represent the village. And I believe that these departments should represent the village in a, how do I say, a curb appeal. So I would like the vehicles, well, we should want the vehicles to reflect us. Some of these vehicles are outdated and damaged and dinged up and rusted up and on their last leg. And I think when people come through the community and they see things like that, it's a negative thought in their head. So I believe this program will benefit us greatly.
Okay, thank you so much. Enterprise, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, board, everyone in attendance for your time today. We appreciate the opportunity. We've been working with Dorothy and Chris over the last few months, and we're excited to share some of that information with you guys today. We'll get our screen shared so you guys can see the presentation. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's see. We'll be able to roll through this pretty quick, and then we can open it up for questions at the end if anybody has anything they want clarification on.
All right, thank you.
Everybody able to see that?
Yes.
All right. So first thing we wanted to highlight is the purchasing co-op, Dolton being a member of Sourcewell. We were awarded the low-cost provider for Sourcewell, so that's really going to help us on the acquisition side. It's going to really speed up the process, just make sure that everything moves smoothly when we're acquiring vehicles. And then we wanted to highlight some of our existing partners. We got quite a few on here, but I wanted to make mention of Matson, Tinley Park, Lansing, some that we just built really successful partnerships with, and we're excited for the opportunity to do the same with Dolton. And this is really just a high-level overview. So partnering with us, we're able to handle every transaction, anything you can possibly think of associated with acquiring a vehicle. We handle everything from acquiring all the way through to disposal and everything in between. And we'll handle all the logistics and deliver a road-ready vehicle to make sure that the exchange is very seamless for you guys. And then this just really echoes what Chief Collins said. So the key objectives to our partnership is to lower the average age of the fleet. The biggest benefit there is just reducing those costs. I think we can all agree having a newer vehicle is much less expensive to maintain than an older vehicle. And there's a lot of other advantages. You're going to get better fuel economy, new technology, safety features. I know you guys mentioned just the image as well, having a newer fleet. And then with having that disciplined cycle of vehicles, it's going to allow you to have your costs fixed. It's going to be a lot more sustainable for the budget. You're going to know exactly what you're going to be paying for your fleet of vehicles every month instead of having any unexpected expenses in there pop up. And then this is just a very general example of what our open-ended lease structure looks like. When a lot of people think of lease, they think of that typical dealer lease where you got mileage restrictions, wear and tear. The open-ended lease is completely opposite of that. There's no mileage restriction, no wear and tear. We have flexibility with down payment and term. And then the biggest benefit is you will own the equity at the end of the term. So that's highlighted with this arrow here. So in this example, let's say you purchase this vehicle for $26,000. We're going to write the vehicle down to a reduced book value of $6,000. So you're going to get that lower payment in the lease. But then we know at the end of that term, we're going to be able to sell that vehicle for $16,500, and you guys own that equity. The $10,500 is all yours, and you have the option to roll that into the next vehicle just to continue to lower and improve your expense for the lease payments. So what we did is Jamie and I put together an analysis that has all the light duty vehicles in fleet. This is the fleet profile. So up here on the top left, you see vehicle type. It has all your different vehicle types. It has the quantity of each vehicle and the age. The thing I want to draw your attention to is there's 46 vehicles that we analyzed in this analysis. On average, they're 8.1 years old. So as you can see, that's an average. You have some vehicles that are 18 years old, some are 23 years old. So 8.1 years old that the fleet is aged. And then down here, this red box, that's your purchase history. So that just kind of shows how many vehicles you've purchased by model year. And then basically what we want to do over the course of the next 5 years, we're going to recommend to replace and phase into this program. So in year 2022, we want to replace all the vehicles that are 8 years old or older or have an odometer reading over 80,000 miles. There's 26 vehicles that fit within that category. You can see all the different vehicle types listed there. In year 2023, we're going to replace all the vehicles that are 6 years old and older, and then 5 years for 2024, 4 years for 2025, and then in 2026, you'll phase out of the last remaining vehicles. So this is a little busy. There's a lot on here, but it's telling a really good story. And really what it's comparing is it's comparing going out and purchasing vehicles and running them until the wheels fall off versus cycling these vehicles and leasing them with Enterprise. So up here on the top, these are the assumptions that went into the analysis. We worked with staff to create this analysis. So there's 46 vehicles we analyzed. The current cycle is about 9.2 years old from the time the vehicle is purchased to the time it comes out of service is about 9 years. Current maintenance expense is $175 per month, annual mileage 10,400. And what we want to do is we want to take that 9.2 year cycle and move it down to 4.17 years. So this orange section right here basically is what we believe that Dolton is doing today. So on average, you have 46 vehicles, you buy about 5 per year, which gives you a capital budget on average of about $176,000. We spend about $96,000 in maintenance, $143,000 in fuel. It gives us an all-in budget of about $416,000, give or take, every year. So what we want to do is we want to look at how does replacing vehicles more often impact the budget. So in year 2022, we recommend replacing 26 vehicles. You would take on roughly $198,000 worth of lease payments. So you can see there's a cash flow advantage compared to going out and paying cash for vehicles versus funding them through our funding model. You can buy 5 vehicles for $176, or you can lease 26 for $198. When we do that, there's a significant reduction in your maintenance expense. The maintenance would go from $96,000 to $60,000. Your fuel would go from $143 to $127, and you'd have an all-in budget that year of $215,000. So you'd be in a positive net cash position of $201,000. What we'll do to offset some of these lease costs, if you look at this equity owned section here, as we're getting into the program, Enterprise will sell any owned vehicle by Dolton, and we can take that equity and put it back into the program. And then if you look at that equity leased column there, year over year, there's going to be more money coming back into the program because you're going to be cycling vehicles out at the right time, and those vehicles are going to be worth significantly more than what you owe on them. And then basically when you fast forward 5 years down the road, your lease payments top out at about $352,000. But if you look at that equity leased column, there's a lot of money that's coming back into the equation to help offset these lease costs. But then your maintenance and your fuel costs, because now all the vehicles are no more than 4 years old, you'll see a significant reduction in maintenance expense, a significant reduction in fuel, and all in over the course of 10 years, the program's going to save about $697,000. And then once you're fully in, that average sustainable savings, which means when we're replacing leased vehicles with leased vehicles, it'll save about $51,000 a year. And kind of what Jamie had said, we'll be driving a fleet of vehicles that's less than 4 years old and just keep turning them over on a more regular interval. That is, does anybody have any questions? That was pretty much all we had tonight.
Thank you. Board of Trustees, y'all got any questions?
One question, this is Trustee Brown. So this presentation, we're talking about leasing all of our vehicles, not just for the police department, but fire and public works as well, correct?
Correct. Everything but like ambulances, fire trucks, light duty, any light duty vehicle that Dolton has, correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. So can I have a motion to approve a resolution authorizing and approving agreements with Enterprise Fleet Management?
I'll motion to approve the agreement with Enterprise Fleet Management.
You want a second? Trustee Norwood motion.
Oh, I'll second.
Okay. And then
Norwood second.
she motioned it. House seconded.
Got it.
Okay.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
They good with
Trustee
that?
Norwood. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Trustee House.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Motion carries. Thank you.
Motion
Next,
carries.
moving on to consideration and approval of hiring the 3 firefighters from the current eligibility list. Where you at? McCain, Pete. Go ahead. I'll let you open up. I'm gonna let you open up. It's your baby. So go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, thank you to everybody. We've been talking about this for several months now as far as the process, and we're finally got the process complete with the 3 individuals that who have taken the job opportunity to be firefighters with the Village of Dolton. They've passed all their background checks, they passed their medicals, they passed their psychs, their polys. It's a real thorough background check, a real thorough process to get hired full time. And I'm seeking the mayor's approval and consent with the approval of the Board of Trustees to move forward with the top 3 individuals from the list who have accepted a preconditional offer of employment, and that would be Ethan Stratman, Ed Knobloch, and Aldo Gomez. So I'm seeking a vote from the board to move forward with hiring those individuals.
Yes. Well, I know that you guys have been having it kind of tough and rough over there with the loss of the firefighter that just passed. So I too stand with you on your 3 hires, and I'm praying and hoping the Board of Trustees back you up with this. You did it the right way. It came off the eligibility list, so I support you. Any trustees have any discussion? Okay.
Ma'am, I just.
All right, go ahead, Trustee Norwood.
I just want to let you know that I'm excited because I do know that they've had a heavy workload. So I'm excited to bring the new 3 firefighters on board for the residents.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Mayor. Appreciate that, Trustee. And definitely, we have 8 vacancies right now. That will bring us down to 5, so it will help out tremendously, especially the wear and tear that the individuals have been going on with mentally, physically, with our high call volume, and just some of the trials and tribulations that this department's gone through, especially with the death of Robert Morgan. So it's been a tough transition for me and the department, and this will help you guys with some morale, as well as many other items that have been successfully approved for this administration and this board. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So can I have a motion to approve the 3 firefighters from the current eligibility list?
I make a motion that we approve the 3 firefighters from the current eligibility list.
Is there a second?
Aye.
The motion is second. Call the roll, Clerk.
Trustee Steve.
Aye.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
And Trustee House.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Congratulations, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Board. The next step would be picking a day when the Mayor, when you're available and clerk's available, and sometime in the next week or so, swear these guys in. So we'll get everyone's schedule together and go from there. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
So far, so good.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have consideration and approval of an ordinance recognizing and establishing Juneteenth as a paid holiday in the Village of Dolton, Cook County, state of Illinois. So as you guys know, all around the state, everyone is making Juneteenth a national holiday. So I thought, what better way than to show my employees that I appreciate y'all, and we are going to join the force as well. So I'm going to have Shantae Rains reading it to record as relates to Juneteenth, and then we will go for a motion. Shantae Rains.
So this ordinance is being read in summary and not verbatim. Save time for you all after this 8 o'clock board meeting. So whereas the Village of Dolton is a duly organized and existing village created under provisions of the laws of the state of Illinois. Whereas the state of Illinois recognizes Juneteenth as a state holiday, and whereas Juneteenth commemorates both freedom from slavery in America and recognizes the many contributions African Americans have made to society and to the world, and whereas Juneteenth symbolizes and advances the ideals of freedom for oppression and liberty and justice for all, and whereas the Juneteenth celebrations are a tribute to those African Americans who fought for freedom and worked tirelessly to make the dream of equality a reality, and further recognizes that the fight for freedom and equality continues today. Whereas the celebration of Juneteenth is inclusive of all races, ethnicities, religions, and nationalities, and provides opportunity for all citizens to acknowledge a period in history that has influenced and shaped today's society while recognizing that there is still work to be done. Whereas the village president and the board of trustees desire to recognize the historical importance of Juneteenth and its continued relevance across the nation and specifically within the village, now therefore be it ordained by the president and the village of the board of the village of Dolton, Cook County, Illinois, as follows. The village board hereby recognizes Juneteenth as an official holiday in the village beginning June 19th, 2022, and establishes June 19th as an annual paid holiday for village employees. And the officers, employees, and agents of the village shall take all action necessary or reasonably required to carry out and give effect to this ordinance. And the ordinance continues on and is available to be read in completion from the clerk's office upon passage.
All right, can I have a motion to approve an ordinance recognizing and establishing Juneteenth as a paid holiday?
I motion to approve the resolution recognizing Juneteenth as a holiday for the village of Dolton.
Is there a
Second.
Okay,
It was
trustee
quick
Brown.
to second that.
So
Was that Brown?
yes, House and Brown.
Okay, got it. Trustee Steve?
1 second.
I'm sorry. I'm
Did you
sorry.
say? I think you said resolution. It's an ordinance.
Oh,
Trustee House. I just want to clear it up.
okay. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right. Thank you. Next, we have consideration and approval of an ordinance regarding public assembly for the village of Dolton. I'm going to just start this off and then I will give the floor to Chief Collins. So we've been having some issues in town as it relates to groups of people assembling in our town. And we have to figure out a better way to protect ourselves and also the residents of Dolton. So we putting this before you guys to consider having them pull permits in order to assemble here in Dolton so things don't get out of hand. I'm going to give the floor to Chief Collins so he can elaborate and you guys can ask questions as it relates to what we're trying to do. Chief Collins.
I'm hoping that everyone has a copy of this proposed ordinance. And I want to make one thing very clear. This is not in any way to prevent lawful assembly. We do not want to be in any position to stop or prevent anyone from exercising their First Amendment rights. But what has been happening is these assemblies that take place have been without notice, and it is a huge drain and a tax on the resources of the police department. All we are really asking is that we be notified of the place and time and the approximate number of people that will be assembling. With that, we can properly staff so that we can make sure that not only the participants are protected, but also any other public members or anyone else that may be in attendance but not active participants, just to make sure that we have enough safe numbers to keep everybody safe. Without that notice, we have a very hard time staffing any assembly like this. What takes place is we pull officers from their normal patrols, which pulls officers out of their neighborhoods so that they have to attend to any assembly or any crowd that has assembled. And then we struggle to get officers to actually come in so that we can put them back in the neighborhoods or man these crowds. So all we're asking is just for some notice, and it actually has to be 5 days notice. And without that, the assembly cannot take place. However, with the notice, the assembly takes place, and with there's no other action that is allowed to take place. However, the chief of police does have the authorization to put a no on the assembly. And if that happens, the chief of police has to have an alternate date and time that it has to be acceptable to the organizers of the event. And not only that, if an alternate date and time and location takes place, it has to be comparable to the original location that was requested. For instance, if it was requested on Chicago Road, at some type of assembly on Chicago Road, I cannot arbitrarily say, no, you cannot assemble here. You have to assemble in an alley on some off street. I cannot do that. It has to be something comparable to it so that we are not trampling on your civil liberties, but we want to make sure that we properly staff the event so that you have enough police officers to keep everyone safe. What that also calls for is that if the event becomes large or too large, with more people or more participants showing up than expected, the police also have authorization to form a path to make sure that any buildings, their entrances and exits are not blocked due to safety reasons, so that there's enough room for any emergency vehicles or any ambulance that needs to come for any type of medical incident. Or if the party has become so large that it is in the street or blocking some sort of street, we have authorization to make room in the street or also block certain streets so that the participants have enough room to exercise what they are assembling for. So again, I want to stress that this is in no way any type of way to prevent a lawful assembly. However, there are some rules that we would like to make sure that everybody abides by giving the police department at least 5 days notice before that event takes place. And I'd be happy to field any questions about this.
Chief, I have a question, Trustee Brown. Would there be a limited number of participants on that permit?
There's no number limiting the amount of participants. If it is 25 participants, 50 participants, all that we want to know is that we have the notice that an assembly will take place and an approximate number of people so that we know how to staff this particular type of event. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Excuse me, if I can be recognized?
Yeah, Trustee.
Chief, so my read of this, I think there's a similar ordinance passed in Chicago, the large city versus what we have. And I believe there's some ongoing litigation around different components that could lead to lawsuits. Do you know of any other communities or have any additional information, or is my information correct? Or
Hold on. Whoa.
I think there's a similar ordinance passed in Chicago, the large city versus what we have. And I believe there's some ongoing litigation around different components that could lead to lawsuits. Do you know of any other communities or have any additional information, or is my information correct? Or
Good question, Mr. House.
you gotta give me direction on that?
As far as surrounding communities, I'm unaware of the surrounding communities if they have anything in place. However, I am aware of other communities that have a similar ordinance in place, but it requires a gathering of 25 or more for that particular organizer to first pull a permit and also have to pay the salary of the police officers who will be attending to keep that crowd safe. This ordinance does not reflect that. We're not requiring anyone to pay the salaries of the police officers that are there. We're only requiring a reasonable notice so that we can properly staff.
Oh, I'm about to say. I was about to say, I got to pay the police officers. No. Pay their salary. No. What we talking about? But he said, no, not for this one.
But as far as any legalities of it, I would have to leave that up to our attorneys who can probably better quote on that.
I have a question. This is Trustee Brown. Would 5 days be a stretch? Because a lot of these people are protesting, I guess, and they hear about it the day and then they just come out that day. So I don't know. Are these things posted? I don't know if they're posted what they're protesting about. I mean, I look up and then you just see a crowd of people. So
sometimes they are put on social media, and from time to time we are able to see what is out on social media. But there's really not enough leeway. Sometimes we see things same day of, just hours prior to. But 5 days would be plenty of time for us to actually properly staff. But it also gives enough time for the chief of police to respond. The chief of police is required to respond within 48 hours of receiving the notice.
What if something happened today and people want to protest tonight? What you saying? We don't got no exceptions? Because you talking about 5 days. What if something happened this morning and we want to protest tonight? I'm going to need that.
Other event, let's say another event is planned for the space that they want to occupy, then obviously we cannot have the one thing going on in the same space that someone has already been permitted for. Or if there are any type of public safety risk poses. So 48 hours, I have to respond, but 5 days should be plenty enough time.
Oh, may I be recognized? I think I'm just speaking for myself. I'm just not in agreement with this ordinance. I think that the recent protests or the recent things that we've seen is kind of been self-inflicted. So I think we in the administration need to relook at the approach to certain things.
Whoa. Did he just say self-inflicted? What is that supposed to mean? Hold on. Did he just say he thinks the protest that's been going on is pretty much self-inflicted? What kind of protest was going on at this time? Hold on.
The recent things that we've seen is kind of been self-inflicted. So myself, I'm just not in agreement with this ordinance. I think that the recent protests or the recent things that we've seen is kind of been self-inflicted. So I think we in the administration need to relook at the approach to certain things. And if we're worried about manpower and hours and stuff like that, we're spending a lot of money on details right now, on security. It's a lot of money that we're spending right now. So we may need to relook at that. But I'm
on security. Security for who? I wonder if he talking about what I think he talking about. I'm not sure if that's going on at this time. He said, well, we need to take some money out of there and put it into.
We totally disagree with this ordinance because you're trying to manage protests, and people have the right to protest. I understand that's what people, if y'all want to do that, but I'm just saying, for me as a trustee, I'm just in complete disagreement with this ordinance.
May I respond to the trustee, Mayor?
Yes, please.
Yes, go ahead.
No one is trying to stymie the exercising of anyone's rights. And that is one thing that I said twice, that this ordinance in no way stops anyone from protesting. Yes, of course, people have a legal right to protest. If we didn't want that to happen, then that would be something wrong with us. We want people to be able to exercise their rights. However, the police department does not staff with extra people just in case something happens. There is no time on the police department schedule where we have extra people on the schedule. What happens is when these protests or any type of assembly pop up, we have what we have. And sometimes that may be only 4 officers for a crowd of 30, 35 people. That is unsafe. That is unsafe. If anything should occur, how do we protect the protesters, first of all, and how do we protect anyone else or the citizens or any participants who may be against the protesters and things start? So it's not that we want to stop the protesters. Yes, we want people to exercise their rights. However, we just want to make sure we have a safe number of police officers to address anything out there. It's the police officers that have to stand out there and be engaged with this crowd. Anyone else can stand off and be safe in the distance. It's the officers' lives who are at stake here. And we just want to make sure no one gets hurt.
He seems passionate.
I have a question, Chief. This is Trustee Brown. You say that there are some surrounding communities with such a thing in place. Do you know where that I could possibly look up their information or something?
I'll do some research.
More.
What I was saying was I'm not aware of any surrounding communities around us, but I will do some research for you and I can get that information to you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else?
Chief, I got a question.
Yes.
I just want to make sure what we're about to vote on. We're saying that if we vote for this ordinance, if in the event that the protesters does not properly or does not come and speak with the police department within the 5-day period or within that time frame, if they were to protest, they'll be locked up or imprisoned.
No, great question. Because like I said, what if something happened this morning and people want to protest tonight? You ain't gonna get no 5-day notice. I ain't trying to hear none of that. You ain't trying to hear none of that. So if it's a 5-day notice you're gonna need when some stuff like that happen, we ain't trying to hear it. So what you gonna be doing? You gonna be locking people up? I don't know how that's gonna work out for y'all.
There's no locking up of people. What the ordinance does provide for, if there is a violation, there is a fine anywhere between $200 and not to exceed $1,000 for the offense. So there is no.
Who's getting the fine? You gonna fine everybody?
God.
Oh Lord, man. How you gonna do that? You gonna have to lock them up. You ain't gonna be able to get everybody. What, they gonna stand up in a line so you can write them a fine? No, you gonna have to capture them. You're gonna have to capture them. Make sure. I don't know how that's gonna work, man. Pay a fine? What do you mean? Who's gonna pay the fine?
Does provide for, if there is a violation, there is a fine anywhere between $200 and not to exceed $1,000 for the offense. So there is no in custody type of arrest for this. So basically, it is just a ticketable offense, and we ask the assembly.
Ticketable, like you're gonna be detaining people, so you're not gonna be arrested. They're gonna be detained. I don't know how that's gonna work out for you there, buddy.
Or the person who is the organizer to not have the protest until they notify us within the time period.
Okay, but you said legally, who will we speak with in regards to if this is legal or not? Who did you say we would speak with?
That would be our village attorney or anyone else that they may get a legal opinion from.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you so much, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I be recognized?
Go ahead.
I just have a quick question because you stated in this in your overall summary that they want 5 days, but they have to get a permit. What type of permit would it be? And right now, just on general permits, it takes normally 3 to 5 business days, and they have the right to deny permits. So, and I'm not trying to be in any kind of way throwing shots, but you can just say every time somebody decides they want to protest, have a peaceful protest, if you deny the permit, then they're not going to be able to do it, which I feel is unfair.
May I address that, Mayor?
Yes.
Okay.
Wrong buttons. Yes, go ahead.
So going by the letter of the proposed ordinance, there is no section in there that says a person has to pull a permit in order to have an assembly. But what it does say in the ordinance is in paragraph 2 on page 4, such public assemblies shall be allowed unless the police chief notifies in writing, by mail, fax, or email the person or organization giving the notice within 2 days, business days, after receipt of the notice of the public assembly, or soon as practicable before the scheduled event. So it's not that somebody's requesting a permit and they get a no. They can have the assembly. Let's say they notify the chief of police, we're having a gathering at XYZ location on this date and time. If no other action is taken by the village, then they are allowed to have that protest, unless a public safety issue arises or unless another scheduled event is taking place in the place that they have requested.
So do they need a permit or not? So, all right. What he's saying is, you're supposed to get a permit, but you don't need a permit. You getting a permit is based on whether or not the city answers your request in time. This is my understanding of what he's saying. So if you put in a request and you're supposed to have a protest in 5 days and you don't get it, they don't respond to you in time, you can still have that protest. That's what he's saying, to my understanding. But if they did get your response, then they're going to give you a permit. Now, the issue is denial of it. Denial of it. And he did say earlier that the police has the right to say no, right? But then he started explaining the stipulations of the no. He said, we can't say no, you can't have the protest. And if you want to have a protest on a place like this street, and we say no, you can't have it on this street, what we'll do is we'll find a street comparable to that street to try to put it on. So that's what I heard him say about. So I didn't really hear that like they could just outright deny it. I heard that they can, like he said, what he was saying was you can say no for this street and then find them a different street. So.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Just one last statement when you said unless public safety. And the reason that I'm about to make this statement is because I have a problem with something that's going on. When a meeting that was held last week, the streets was blocked off, the village hall was barricaded, and I don't know how many people were out there protesting, but as a regular citizen, not even an elected official, for the streets to be blocked off, the barricades and stuff, for one, it's a horrible look. If somebody is protesting and nobody has been physically harmed or whatever the case may be, then the right to protest, you're saying that they can give you a notice of 2 days or more, and if the village don't say nothing, then it's fine. But the village come back, or administrator or mayor or whoever make the decision to come back and say, oh, we having another event, or we don't have a manpower, whatever the case or excuse may be, then the actions of them peacefully protesting within those 2 days happen, then what happens?
May I address this, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Okay. The Village of Dolton has an ordinance in place that disallows the disruption of a public meeting or a public open air meeting. So regardless if you're a protester or just a resident, you are not allowed to disturb a public disruption of a public. May I address this, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Okay. The Village of Dolton has an ordinance in place that
there's already an ordinance in place to address that issue. Probably didn't know that.
What happens?
May I address this, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Okay. The Village of Dolton has an ordinance in place that disallows the disruption of a public meeting or a public open air meeting. So regardless if you're a protester or just a resident, you are not allowed to disturb a public meeting or an open air meeting. That is an ordinance that is on the books and has been on the books for a few years.
She didn't know that.
So no protester can disrupt a meeting that is taking place that is put on by the village or put on by, even if yourself, trustee, you had a meeting scheduled, no one can come and disrupt that. That would be against our ordinance. So yes, we are allowed to enforce that ordinance.
Okay, thank you, Chief. I would just love for you to pull that ordinance at your convenience, okay, and email it to me.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, is there a motion to approve an ordinance regarding public assembly for the Village of Dolton?
Nope. Hell no, they're not gonna approve that shit. Hell no, they're not approving that.
Okay, no one wants to motion it?
Hell no.
Okay. Okay, it dies. So moving on, next.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I would have motioned that shit either. Like what? I don't know about that. I probably wouldn't have motioned that either.
Is there anything from the trustees regarding this item, number 18?
Number 18, Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Yep, go ahead, trustee Yes.
Okay, this item was put on there as the override of the mayoral veto. It was the agreement for a severance package, which was discussed.
You know what they talking about? Yo, he just said this is the override of the veto. They wanted to give one of them employees that got fired some severance pay. And the mayor said, nah. And they voted on it anyway. And she vetoed that shit. And the next meeting, none of them showed up. They was mad. They didn't show up for the next meeting. So that forced them to have to wait till the next meeting to take care of business. And now in this meeting, they got a agenda to override the veto. So they not trying to let it go. They not trying to let that veto. They not trying to let that severance. Yeah.
Is there anything from the trustees regarding this item, number 18?
Number 18, Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Yep, go ahead, trustee Yes.
Okay, this item was put on there as the override of the mayoral veto. It was the agreement for a severance package, which was discussed in executive session. It was discussed at a meeting. It was unanimously voted and subsequently vetoed. So this, I'm motioning that we override the mayoral veto of the severance package agreement.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so a motion and second by House and motion by.
Hold on. So they all about to, I know they all about to vote on the override, right? So what's she gonna do? She gonna veto the veto? Is she gonna veto the override of the veto? Like what does she get to do? What's her defense?
I know it. Any discussion? Okay, so this is where I'm at with this. I stated before, I think you guys are making a bad call on making a severance package for someone that is at will. I think you guys are going to open up Pandora's box as it relates to creating stuff for employees that has been fired from the Village Hall. A person have not been here 30 plus years. Normally when you give severance packages, it's for people that have a tenure of 30 plus years at a company or so, or 20 plus years. But a person that's only been there for 5 years, I think you guys are making a mistake. I think you guys should not overturn the veto. I think you should let it stand. And we're setting precedents in our town by giving this to her. And I think you guys should reconsider once again.
So they could overturn her veto? I wonder if she could do anything about that.
So that's where I stand with it. I don't think you guys should create in the amount of, I think it's $7,000 if I'm not mistaken, as a payout to her. That's why I'm at with it, and that's for the record, Clerk Key. Any discussion from anyone? Okay, call the roll.
Trustee Steve?
No.
You said no?
No.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Norwood? Trustee Norwood?
Question for you. Can I ask a question real quick?
Sure, what's your question?
I just want to make sure I'm clear before I make this vote. This vote is to veto it?
No, I veto it. Trustee House is asking to overturn the veto so you can give her the payout of $7,000. As you know, or I don't know if you know, but she did work for the village as the chief of staff. She made $50,000 or $55,000. Then she was promoted to village administrator. She made $100,000. And then she sued the village and they got a payout of, I think, around $50,000. So I don't see why or what's the reason why we will create something that wasn't there. She was at will employee. Once people win office, administration changes, and she was changed when we made the decision to go in a different direction.
So listen to this, right? So basically, when Tiffany came in, she got rid of the old people and put her people in. So the person that she put out, they want to pay that person. But that's how it works, though. What you mean pay? See, this is the thing, like, bro, when the new administration come in, they get to pick who they want. So because they took your people out, or they took this person out to put who she want to put in, she got the right to do that. So they feel that they need to pay that person for losing that position. That's crazy. That's crazy. And they fighting for this. Sounds like they must know that girl, or somebody knows her, or that, like, cause it's like, bruh, what we doing?
Okay, all right, thank you, Mayor. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was clear on what I was voting on. My vote will be aye.
Okay.
Okay, Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Motion passes.
4-1, right?
4-1. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, next, let's go to Mayor's report. Yay. Couple great things, guys. You guys need an uplift. We received the 1.5 million from the American Rescue Plan Act. So what I'm trying to do currently now is write grants for small business and the residents. So I'm asking my board of trustees to help me write a law as relates to how we will give the money out to the small business and the residents. Small businesses, I know that you have had it tough as related to COVID and your business been shut down. I heard your cries. I'm doing something about it, and you should see grant money in the near future, like hopefully a month or two, because we do have the money. You just have to create the law. So this will be on the CAL meeting in 2 weeks to discuss, but hopefully myself and my board can sit down and talk about it now. So when it comes up in CAL, you guys can be included and tell us what you think we should do. And that goes for the residents as well. Grant money for you too. I know that you guys was down and stuck and trapped in the house due to COVID, and I want to give you some type of relief. And no, I'm not advocating to give you the money, because a lot of people don't do right by the money. I'm advocating that we actually do something for you as relates to your home. So like say for instance, windows, new roof. Some of you guys at the homeowners meeting asked me to do driveways or basements due to flooding. So I'm all for ideas or suggestions as relates to us writing a law to give you guys the grant. So board of trustees, please work on that. That's your homework, so that we all can be together for the residents and for the small business, because we do have to use it as relates to COVID. Like you have to be affected by COVID in order to receive it. Some people get mad saying why they didn't get it, but you weren't affected by COVID and you can't prove that you lost revenue, or like your business was closed, or for a homeowner, you lost your job, or you wasn't working, or you got COVID and you stuck in the house for the 14 days, things of that nature. So I just want to announce that $1.5 million. I'm excited about that. Next, the light program. I'm trying to light up Dolton, myself along with Stacy Carell, we have been up and down the blocks day and night, literally 1 a.m, looking at the street lights. We also have ComEd, which you stated before, going through the town, putting LED lights throughout. And then we also can put up light poles and also doing porch lights and driveway lights. So if you guys are in need of a brighter area, please contact us or send an email. Go to our website, bodalton.org. Again, bodalton.org. And it'll pop up screen to come up. Just put your phone number in, your name, and your email address, and we can get to you. Same goes for streets, alleys, and sidewalks. As you saw earlier on the agenda, which the trustees did table, to get your alleys and your sidewalks fixed, that is still on the table. So if it's an alley that's in need of repair or a sidewalk that's needed, please send an email to, I think it's suggestions4mayor.com. You go to that email address or go to the vodalton.org and send an email. Or, either one of them. Next, I am so proud to announce about the railroad that's on 144th in Indiana. I have been talking with them and they have been cutting down the grass. You can literally see through the yard. I'm too excited about that because a lot of people kept telling me that, nah, they're not gonna cut it. They just want you to get them a ticket. But when I got in office, I was so adamant of making sure I put something in place to make them do their job and make our community look beautiful. So we made an ordinance, and the ordinance called for them getting tickets of $25,000. And I said, who wants a $25,000 ticket? Because all they was gonna do was just pay for the whole police department. I guarantee it. Because the way it was written is it would have been block by block by block, and they got acres over there. So the minute they got wind of that, they did reach out to me. We spoke. They basically called a company out and they cut all of Indiana from Sibley to 144th. And then now we're working on all the other areas. One is 151 and Beachview in the back there. That's all their land too. So they're gonna cut that. And then the other area is across from Public Works. So they're cutting down everything that they own and also the bridge on Sibley. So I'm just happy to announce you guys that I hear your cries. I'm doing something about it. I'm out working despite the bickering, the fights, or whatever's going on. I'm still working to being your mayor. Next is the mental health. The mental health is an organization and they are over in the old Village Hall. They are working on a grand opening and getting everything together. So anybody that suffered from anything in town or just need someone to talk to, please reach out. I don't have a number for them as of yet. So if you want to get in contact with them, send an email and then I'll forward the email to them until they get everything situated, because they do have another location in Chicago that you can go to now. The food market. That's another great accomplishment that I'm happy about. It's over in 142nd in their little shopping center where the new Zion Church used to be. We got the Curtis Exchange. It's like literally down the street from Village Hall. So if you are in need of food and you just need it, you ain't gotta have like qualifications for it, but if you need it, it's a mini food mart and they give away food for free. But I love the concept. The concept is you go in and you pick your food off a shelf like you would do at a grocery store. That's why I'm saying I love the concept, because most of the time people give away free food, it's in a box and it's items that you don't eat, like kicks and tricks and all that kind of stuff that be in the box that the kids don't eat. So you can literally go pick what your baby eats, what you eat, and it got produce, it has vegetables and frozen food and juices. It's really cool. So I'm so happy about that. That should be opening soon. They're just waiting on a couple more items to be approved, and then I will be announcing that. And one more thing. Let's see. I want to take the opportunity to congratulate Minister Brown Cook and announce to the village that she has been selected to be inducted into the Black.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. That wig don't move, bro. Y'all notice that? That wig is stiff as hell. No matter what she do, that wig stay in place. It don't move. It don't even shake or nothing. Like it don't even frizzle or nothing like that. It just stays right there, solid as a rock. No matter what she do, it's just there. Like, kind of hair is that?
College Alumni Hall of Fame, joining such notables as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Justice Thurgood Marshall, and Ambassador Andrew Young, and Oprah Winfrey. So I just want to give some kudos to her.
Nah. There's no way you shake your head like this and the hair don't even sway. You tell me it don't even move a little bit? Like she's doing this. What kind of hair is? What kind of magic hair is this? Kind of
basically being the great African American woman that you are. So keep doing great things and knocking down doors and showing people.
That is amazing. This hair is not moving.
That if you can do it, we can do it. So I appreciate you, Clerk Brown.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
It's not even moving.
Next, just an update. I did talk to Assessor Biggie. I always get his name right. Fritz Keggy. He will be at a meeting as well, explaining the tax bill of what's going on, and that should be the 25th, which I have with.
I'm sorry, people, but she even moved it with her hand, and it ain't moved. Like it ain't even. She even did this, and it didn't even move. Listen, I'm watching to see, man. We'll see how it plays out. Lady Diva.
what's her name? Cassandra Hobart from Thornton Township. So she will be there, and I'm trying to make sure that Keggy is available. If not, if he's available sooner, I will have him there front and center because his name is the one that's on the tax bill that you're receiving, and he can explain everything that's going on with it. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Now,
That's some magic here,
just some
bro.
things that I want to clear up. I noticed that about a couple meetings ago, Trustee Belcher stated that I overspent my budget, and I have not. And people need.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me sit up. If you got, okay, so if you guys are not familiar with what she just mentioned, in the last meeting, Trustee Belcher confronted her, and even pulled up a paper and said that she's been overspending on her budget past the 30,000, and it was explosive. I didn't know what happened of that because Tiffany kind of dismissed it, but she's about to address it right now. It seems. It sounds like she's about to address that. So let's see what's about to be said on that part.
I noticed that about a couple meetings ago, Trustee Belcher stated that I overspent my budget, and I have not. And people need to stop grandstanding and get the facts right. You're in a position now where you have to watch what you say and have your facts together. So let this be a lesson and don't speak out of turn. So I want to make that statement because I have not overspent my budget. That's number one.
That's not good enough. Yo, you don't check me and not show me no receipts. You don't just check me with your words. And I didn't. So don't be grandstanding. Now, moving on. Wait a minute. What you mean you didn't? You can't just say you, hold on. Wait. I sat up. I'm over like she about to pull up some papers. She about to read some numbers. She about to read some stuff. I know she's not about to move on. Like, first of all, if that's the case, you didn't have to say that because you about to make Belcher have something to say. Because if I'm Belcher, first of all, I know how Belcher get down. If I was Belcher, I'd be like, what? Hold on. Nah, wait. Who are you talking to? No, first of all, I had papers, okay? I got receipts. Where's yours? Nah. Tiffany, you can't do this. This one you can't do. I just thought I was about to see some receipts. She just basically called this woman out and checked her and then tried to move. Like, you supposed to be checking her with receipts, ma'am.
I'm not. And people are aware of that. Center, because his name is the one that's on the tax bill that you're receiving, and he can explain everything that's going on with it. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Now, just some things that I want to clear up. I noticed that about a couple meetings ago, Trustee Belcher stated that I overspent my budget, and I have not. And people need to stop grandstanding and get the facts right. You're in a position now where you have to watch what you say and have your facts together. So let this be a lesson and don't speak out of turn.
What you mean, let this be a lesson? You would think that she just showed all the proof and presented her case, how wrong Belcher was, and then she made that statement. Did I miss something? Hold on, I'll have to go back a little bit because I'm kind of confused. Was the stuff she just talking about explaining how wrong Belcher was about her overspending? Because I don't think I was hearing that. Because she just said, let this be a lesson. What, your words? I know she ain't just say, let this be. What you mean?
Be at a meeting as well, explaining the tax bill of what's going on, and that should be.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome. Next, just an update. I did talk to Assessor Figgy. I always get his name right. Fritz Keggy. He will be at a meeting as well, explaining the tax bill of what's going on, and that should be the 25th, which I have with what's her name? Cassandra Hobart from Thornton Township. So she will be there, and I'm trying to make sure that Keggy is available. If not, if he's available sooner, I will have him there front and center because his name is the one that's on the tax bill that you're receiving, and he can explain everything that's going on with it. So I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Now,
is the thing with Kiki and the tax bill was supposed to be showing that Belcher was wrong about her statement? Like, because she about to... See, that's how Belcher gonna cuss her the fuck out. See, if Belcher want to cuss her out on this one, You got it. Because she played herself on this one.
Just some things that I want to clear up. I noticed that about a couple meetings ago, Trustee Belcher stated that I overspent my budget, and I have not. And people need to stop grandstanding and get the facts right. You're in a position now where you have to watch what you say and have your facts together. So let this be a lesson and don't speak out of turn. So I want to make that statement because I have not overspent my budget. That's number one. Number two, as it relates to, it amazes me how the Board of Trustees called for a special board meeting when we had a regular scheduled meeting for today. What was the urgency? It appears that the Board of Trustees have a hidden agenda and someone's pulling their strings.
Why are you doing this? Yo. Listen, you see what she's doing right now? You see what she's doing right now? All right. She just opened the door, man. If they decide that they want to air you out in front of these people, then hey, oh my God. She doing a hit piece on the trustees right in front of them. Listen, even if I agree with what she's saying, I don't think it should be said right now. It's like, yo, what you doing? You about to start airing these people out, and you ain't have to do it that. Because for every action, there's a reaction, bro. You don't expect the people to have a response to what you're saying because it's like how you talking? Yeah, let this be a lesson. You don't know what you're talking about. Come on, man. It's a way to do stuff, and the way you're doing it right now, nah. Because now I can understand if they're going to be mad, they're going to want to get some revenge off of this. You talk shit, they're going to want to talk shit back. And now you airing out your grievances, and you making accusations on them to the people like that. What I can say about the trustees so far is that in these meetings, they have not just outright tried to just make statements about the mayor. They was directing their comments to her and saying they was calling her out. In their opinion, from what they saw or how they felt, they was calling her out in front of everybody. What she's doing right now, she has the podium and she's basically like talking shit about them now that she got the floor. And I haven't seen them do that in these meetings. I haven't seen them do that in these meetings, bro. So this right here is fueling and it's almost like throwing more wood and fuel into the fire. Because if you wanted a lot of this stuff to stop, this right here is gonna make sure that it don't stop. Because the trustees ain't gonna like this. They're gonna wanna get back at you now. Now they're gonna definitely not vote for stuff. Now they definitely gonna, so now, God damn it. See, this right here seems like the official start of the war. Right, they take slick jabs at her. They say they little slick shit, but they ain't never take the fucking floor and just air her the fuck out. They ain't never do that. I'm not sure if they, cause they be having their reports and stuff. I don't know. We still got some time. Maybe they're gonna get their turn to speak, man. Maybe they're gonna get their turn to speak. But right now, at this point right here, this move right here could be the deciding factor on why it's not gonna get better. I ain't like what the trustees and how they was moving before, but the way she just handled this right here is definitely a reason for everything to get worse. It's definitely a reason for everything to get worse. She shouldn't have did this, in my opinion, because that's just gonna make it worse. First of all, you need them to get certain things done. Even though they're acting like assholes, you still gotta find ways to work with them, and that's what she's been saying, right? That's what she's been saying. She's still willing. She's putting out olive branch. All right, they still giving you a hard time. You still gotta stay vigilant, though, lady. You still got to stay vigilant. You still got to keep that. Listen, I just want to keep the peace. I'm trying to get the job done. You still got to keep that attitude. The minute you now be like, you know what? To hell with them. I'm about to air them. Now y'all about to fight. Before it felt to me like they was taking advantage of their position over you. Now, this move right here, everything after this is like y'all just fighting now. Because this move right here has just basically just like, it's gonna make them hold, because they already hold grudges. They're already petty. Now you kind of giving them some justification now to be even more petty and hold even more grudges.
AKA Puppet Master. Whenever they call for a special board meeting, when we had a regular scheduled meeting for today, what was the urgency? It appears that the Board of Trustees have a hidden agenda and someone's pulling their strings, AKA Puppet Master. Whenever you all asked for legislative council to go on the agenda, it did. Then it was removed by Trustee House. Then the Board of Trustees states.
Listen, man, the things that she's saying, I think is important. And I think she might be telling the truth. Like, I don't think she's lying. I think they on some bullshit. But I think this move that she just did right here just made it worse for her. And I think she could have handled this different. And if that information that you have is what it is, you got to find a way to do it better than what you just did. Because you kind of, damn, man, you about to make these people act the fool. Because I think listen, I firmly believe that them trustees is on some bullshit. That's what I seen from the start to now. But this move she just did, it's going to make it worse for her.
Agenda, it did. Then it was removed by Trustee House. Then the Board of Trustees states, and I quote, "We don't have money and we're watching our spending." So the Board of Trustees cut the youth by $50,000 and customer service reps out of the budget. So you guys can find money for an attorney for your personal use, but I thought it was all about the residents, but clearly it's not.
Listen, I believe what she's saying. I believe what she's saying. She shouldn't have fucking said it, though. She shouldn't have used this opportunity to do that. But I believe what she's saying, though.
We don't need to go down this road, and I'm advising the Board of Trustees to cancel this action and move forward with what we have. We have corporate counsel, who is the village attorney, Shantae Raines. She has been available to the Board of Trustees at y'all disposal, and also the village prosecutor, Jimmy Vasali. For the record, we cannot use the law only when it's beneficial to you. We must use the law when it's beneficial to everyone. Trustee House, follow your recommendations of vetting it through the CAL meeting, as you stated. Vet through CAL meeting before we put it up for a vote. The Board of Trustees have not done this. The Board of Trustees have just put things on the agenda and act as though it was so urgent to do so. I don't like the infighting or the debates or whatever people want to call it that the Board of Trustees are displaying with their mayor. I was hoping that this board would be different. This board will be unified, and this board will listen to the residents and stop with the mess that they're seeing over at least my 8 years and then passing.
Could you imagine the trustees sitting there listening to her do this right now? They probably texting each other. Like, we gonna get her. We gonna get her. Like, listen, could you imagine the trustees sitting down listening to her talk shit about them right now, bro? Could you imagine what they're doing right now as they're listening to this? What they're thinking as they're listening to this? Oh, man. Yeah, they're gonna give her the smoke.
I'm asking again for my Board of Trustees to get on one accord and let's stop the infighting and do the will of the people. I am also asking and seeking that we go to a, I don't know what it's called. What is like a camp, like a retreat, and we hash out our differences as relates to whatever it is with us. Because
you see what she said? She thinks they should go to a retreat or a camp and hash out their differences. Not after this. You see, like she's been saying that she wants, you know, to build a bridge and all that. But this right here, ain't no bridge being built after this. So for her to even still make this statement while she's doing this, like, lady, you must be delusional. You gotta be delusional. Because there's no way you think that they're gonna be going to no retreat with you after this right here. No way. I can't believe you're so naive. You think that they're gonna be on. You think they're gonna be willing to have a retreat with you after you did this right here? Why? Why would they?
What is like a camp or like a retreat, and we hash out our differences as relates to whatever it is with us, because I promise you, I didn't see the Board of Trustees doing what they're doing now. So I'm throwing an olive branch out there to say that I'm willing and hope.
He just said I'm throwing an olive branch out there to say that I'm done. I can't. Did she just say she's throwing an olive branch out there? What the fuck is going on? What is happening? That's like you disrespecting me and calling me all kind of names and talking shit about me and then saying, I just want to be your friend. What? Huh? You heard what you just said about me? How could you end that with, I just want to be your friend? Oh, she wildin'. That's insulting. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have felt insulted. Listen, I gotta be honest. If that woman was to say all those things about me and then end it with, I just want to have an olive branch, I would feel like she's insulting my intelligence. I would feel like she's insulting my intelligence, bro. You can't say all that stuff about me and make all these accusations and allegations on me and then say, I just want to work together with you.
I promise you, I didn't see the Board of Trustees doing what they're doing now. So I'm throwing an olive branch out there to say that I'm willing, and hopefully the Board of Trustees is willing as well. And we can actually come to one accord as relates to where we go next. Because right now, we are the laughing stock of the Cook County area, and we have to stop it. Because I see good things to come for Dolton, and I know that we can rebuild Dolton together and not alone. Whatever it is that I've done to any of you, I apologize. And whatever you've done to me, I hope you apologize. But I'll be the bigger person. Sometimes when
This is very frustrating. If I was Beltred, I'd be pissed. I ain't gonna lie. See, if I'm Beltred right now, I would cuss her out, bro. I'll cuss her out. You not going. That apology not sincere. I'd rather you not give it. I'd rather you not give it. You just took a lot of shots. You just said a bunch of slick shit. You just did, then you, like it's not sincere, bro. And I just feel you shouldn't even did this. If you was gonna do this, you just shouldn't have did it. If you wasn't gonna be sincere and you was gonna take all these little slick shots at them and do all that, and then act like you trying to keep the peace, you shouldn't have even did this, bro. She's extending the olive branch after disrespecting them, after accusing them of stuff. Like after, would you take the olive branch at that moment? She just said all these names. She just called, like, come on, man. Like, she can't be doing that, bruh. Because, first of all, these people in the these trustees is vicious. You think they're going to accept this? They're not going to accept this. So if you know who you're dealing with, why even come at them like that? You know they're not going to accept this. You know that. I know they're not going to accept this. This is them, man, I know they want to, listen, especially Steve. Steve's probably like, because you know Steve, he can't help himself. He be like, yo, oh my God. Steve be doing all of that on camera. Steve cannot control himself. So Steve is probably over there like, what? Yo, this is crazy. Yo, you y'all hear it? Like, Steve's do all that on camera, bro. He does all that on camera. So I could imagine him right now Like, you heard what she just said about us? Yo, like, Steve's, he hood. He be on some rah-rah shit.
You are the leader, and that's what you must do. You must lead. You must show unity and try to bridge the gap between whatever's broken. I put my head out to all my department heads that has stayed with me through this struggle. And I thank you for constantly coming to work every day and doing your job and doing the will of the people and making sure that they got what they need. And I'm just happy to have.
Bro, look, she could do this. The hair don't move. Bro, she can do all, the hair don't move. That's some shit.
A great team that I have of department heads, because without you guys, Dolton would not grow. Dolton has seen a facelift over this last, I've been in office for 3 or 4 months, 3 or 4 months, and I will continue to be great, and I'll continue to make sure that people have everything they need. With that being said, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I will reach out to every board member that's here, and hopefully you guys are ready to talk and come to the table and meet and go over whatever we need to move forward. Thank you again, and I will start with citizens address. Derek.
Mayor, can I speak before? I just want to make a correction to a statement you made. I want to congratulate Dorothy Brown and her accomplishments, as well as the clerk of Cook County. But when you address her in this body as the clerk, we may be confusing the residents as to who's actually the clerk. No disrespect to her at all.
Okay,
But
I will work.
as for the records.
Yeah, I'll work on it. That
Okay,
doesn't
thank
mean
you.
if I had it, but I'll work on that for you. Sorry, no disrespect to you.
Okay, well, who's the clerk? Hold on. Is she's, oh, so she's the clerk. She's like, hold on, Mayor.
A correction
Okay.
to a statement you made. I want to congratulate Dorothy Brown and her accomplishments, as well as the clerk of Cook County. But when you address her in this body as the clerk, we may be
Yeah, she like, listen, man. Yeah, she might be the clerk over there, but I'm the clerk here, okay? Just make sure you understand. I'm the clerk around here. I don't know what you thought, but I respect her and all that. I know. Shout out to the clerk.
confusing the residents as to who's actually the clerk.
Okay.
No disrespect to her at all.
Okay,
But
I will work.
as for the records.
Yeah, I'll work on it. That
Okay,
doesn't
thank
mean
you.
if I had it, but I'll work on that for you. Sorry, no
Thank you.
disrespect to you.
Thank
No
you,
problem.
Mayor.
Anytime.
There was a lot of stuff said. Can we clear up in response?
Hold
to
on.
Oh,
anything?
shit.
Well, not right now.
Oh, shit. My nigga Steve said, yo. I'm waiting on Belcher. Yeah, so Tiffany about to make matters worse right now. I can see now how she got herself in a lot of this trouble with these people. I ain't saying she wrong though. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that she made some wrong decisions. But which one? Oh Lord. Yeah. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat.
Because at the end, it's mayor's report. So right now, we're gonna go to citizens address, and then you and I, and anybody that's up here can speak tomorrow and go over it. But I'm just making my statement like how y'all have the floor in the beginning, general announcements, y'all committee reports, it's all y'all floor. So Derek, can you go ahead with citizens address?
Okay. Will the new public works equipment expedite the pickup for tree branches? Does the appropriate village staff know the guidance regarding the ARPA dollars, what the ARPA dollars can be spent on or not? What is the plan for use of the ARPA dollars, and will the plan be made public before implementation?
Yo, she shut Steve down. So you know it's going down.
How long does the village keep record of old permits obtained by homeowners for work done to their home? I sent 2 emails to the village of Dolton and to Public Works regarding a stop sign and sinkhole from a water main break back in February. Will the hole be fixed before the winter? 142nd and Kenwood Street. Light has been out since March. Dips in the street on Blackstone, 150th block. Can someone address for repair? What is the process of getting infrastructure in the village? When will these issues in regard to flooding be addressed? Will there be any money in the budget for removal of tree stumps? Who will be responsible for doing the actual work for the IDOT partnership proposal? When will the west side of Dolton get some lights and those closing bins removed? Can you guys propose grant funding for essential workers who have worked during the pandemic? We need curbs on 144th and Blackstone. Who is responsible for trash cleanup around Dolton, especially along Sibley? Will this be addressed for initiating a beautification effort? And that's all.
Okay, and one last thing before we adjourn is you guys' meeting that you had.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. So she's not gonna let them. She's not gonna let. Well, listen, bruh. I don't think they gonna like the fact that she ain't gonna let Steve talk.
Okay, and one last thing before we adjourn is you guys' meeting that you had. So I am vetoing that for legislative council. So I want to make sure that I read that into records for the record clerk, Keith.
They had a meeting. So the board of trustees must have had a meeting, and she said she's vetoing that meeting. I don't know what that meeting was about.
I'm going to give the floor to Shantae before we get off, and we're going to read it. Hold on, read it into record. So, all right. Sorry, Shantae.
Oh, please accept this veto on behalf of the mayor regarding action at the September 2nd, 2021 board meeting. Trustees, you will have a copy of the written veto. This veto was just read into the record in summary and not verbatim, that there were multiple procedural deficiencies regarding the posted agenda, including the requirement of the village code that all special board meeting notices be signed prior to being posted. And it was brought to the attention of the mayor and the village attorney that the posting that was taped to the door of Village Hall was not signed by the village president or 3 trustees in accordance with village code. So that was one procedural issue to remedy. In addition, the meeting notice was not posted for a continuous period of 48 hours. And lastly, absent an emergency, an item may not be placed on an agenda for the village board approval without that item having been first reviewed at a committee of the whole. That's pursuant to local ordinance. It's something that we've come back to again and again and trying to use the cow appropriately. There's nothing in the ordinance that indicates that this was an emergency that required a special board meeting. There's also an issue with the ordinance and it being unenforceable or illegal to the extent that it calls for an appointment. The appointment power is vested with the village appropriately.
Hold on, let me go
It was
back.
on the posted agenda, including the requirement of the village code that all special board meeting notices be signed prior to being posted. And it was brought to the attention of the mayor and the village attorney that the posting that was taped to the door of Village Hall was not signed by the village president or 3 trustees in accordance with village code. So that was one procedural issue to remedy.
So they had a meeting that the mayor didn't approve of.
In addition, the meeting notice was not posted for a continuous period of 48 hours. And lastly, absent an emergency, an item may not be placed on an agenda for the village board approval without that item having been first reviewed at a committee of the whole.
Oh, they tried to have a meeting. All right, so they had the trustees tried to have a meeting, or they had a meeting. And what the lawyer is saying here is that certain procedures wasn't followed. And I guess Tiffany probably didn't go to the meeting, or the meeting wasn't valid in her opinion.
That's pursuant to local ordinance. It's something that we've come back to again and again and trying to use the cow appropriately. There's nothing in the ordinance that indicates that this was an emergency that required a special board meeting. There's also an issue with the ordinance and it being unenforceable or illegal to the extent that it calls for an appointment. The appointment power is vested with the village president and not with the board. The board's powers are purely legislative in nature, and they do not include the power to appoint or circumvent an appointment that has already been duly made by the board.
Are you saying that they called a meeting to try to go around an appointment that was made?
So to the extent that it calls for an appointment, it is being vetoed as improper. In addition, the ordinance also encroaches upon the powers of the village president to select and manage the village legal issues and legal matters. It also calls for the legislative council to represent the village, which is in direct contravention of the local code and the municipal code, which vests certain powers within the corporate authority and an appointed official. It is an attempt, intentional or not, to circumvent the powers and undercut the powers of the village attorney and redelegate those duties to legislative council. There has already been a village prosecutor and a village attorney appointed that has established duties. And this ordinance, in effect, attempts to remove the appointed officials without proper cause or legal support. Lastly, the third point is that the veto is being issued in the interest of public policy. The purported ordinance could lead to increased legal fees for the village, and the village should not bear the burden of village board members that wish to retain their own counsel. And so for those reasons, the mayor has issued this veto. You should have a copy of it in full. It is a 3-page document, and these points were just bullet pointed for the record, but there will be a full written veto that will be provided to the clerk if it hasn't already gone out.
Lord of mercy.
That concludes this veto message.
If you guys check your emails, you will have a copy there. I just emailed it to you.
Boy, they not gonna let this slide. But listen, she just declared war. If the trustees was fucking with her before, and she was basically like, man, y'all just trying to stop me. Now she has officially declared war on the trustees, bro. She has now both of them are fully engaged. At this point, if two wrongs don't make a right. So if both of them wrong at this point, then whatever happens, happens. I'm just here to spectate after this.
Okay.
Hey, Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Trustee Steve had some comments he was looking to make. I want a motion that we suspend from the normal agenda to allow Trustee Steve and any other board member at the time to make comments that they see necessary.
Okay. Do you got any questions about what she just read?
No question.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second. I'll second.
All right. Call the roll for the suspension, regular business.
So this is to, I'm sorry, can you repeat what you said?
The motion is to suspend the regular agenda to allow times for trustees to make comments to some of the items mentioned within the past 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. All righty. And it was motioned by?
Trustee House.
All right. And second? Did anyone second it?
Trustee Norwood. I second.
All right. Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Trustee Steve?
Yes, there was a lot of things said. I want to make it very clear. We had 2 meetings that was canceled.
You see, Steve's is petty as hell. Steve's, you're not supposed to be doing that right now, bro. I just know he can't help himself. Steve's, sir, this is just them calling the roll right now, bro. What you doing? You're not like, Steve's like, man, I'm going to get my part out. Steve, I know bro, he can't let that, he can't not say what he got to say. Steve's like, what? First of all, Steve, you know damn well right now ain't the time to get your part out. He gonna take his time to get his part out. And he's gonna break the row just to get his part out.
Right, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Trustee Steve?
Yes, there was a lot of things said. I want to make it very clear. We had 2 meetings that was canceled by the mayor. She said we're listening to other people. You throw out all these shots and all these disses, and you expect us to want to work with you. Yes, we want to work.
That's how, I already know what's going. Like, bro, Steve saying what I said. Bro, they not gonna work with you after this. They gonna fight everything she doing. So now for me, I thought they was fighting it before, but now I see like, however they deal with her, they super petty. So, bro, she shouldn't have never did this. Because they do what they do, and the light is on them for their behavior. But once you start doing bullshit, it starts blurring the lines, and then you can't say who's right or wrong anymore because this one is doing bullshit, that one's doing bullshit. You can't even say who's right or wrong no more. Like, she should have just kept it to where they was the ones on the bullshit. Now she just opened the door, and these niggas ain't gonna let nothing go. They not letting shit, especially him, he ain't letting nothing go. So he gonna hold a grudge. It could be a year from now, he's still gonna be like, yeah, I think I forgot about what you said. Like,
she said we're listening to other people. You throw out all these shots and all these disses, and you expect us to want to work with you. Yes, we want to work with you. If we didn't want to work with you, we wouldn't have passed the 98% of the budget that you proposed. We wouldn't have passed $15,000 on inauguration that you spent. So you just say all these things and you put the stuff out here, and you did overspend the budget. $15,000 that was on inauguration. So I'm just saying this is the truth that we're dealing with. So we want to.
She's saying no, he's saying yes, because I mean they're gonna have to start providing some stuff, man.
Work with this man. We want to work with this, but don't put this on us. If the 5 trustees or if we have an agenda, we're listening to somebody else. That's just not true. You know what I mean? We're saying what we're doing.
I know you can't you can't be throwing these type of accusations on people and expect them not to respond to it. Like you saying, you don't know that to be true, ma'am. You don't know who if he's working for, even if he is, you don't know that. So you shouldn't say it. You don't know that. So you shouldn't say it.
Dealing with, we're not even gonna mention the $1,500 to $2,000 gets spent on the security detail on the block that you live on. All that stuff is reality. So I'm saying, so I mean, you had a good conversation about a week or so ago, and we agreed to disagree on certain things. The committees, the legislative attorney. So all I'm saying is that I thought you were a trustee for 8 years. You would know that. I told you this when we talked. I thought you would understand what we're dealing with, and we're looking at you the same way. You did the same things. So was it wrong when you did it? I mean, so is this what we're all on one accord of trustees? We all have to get on one accord with you and the mayor, but it's not on us. It's on the leader of this town. And if you can't, like I said earlier, self-inflicted, a lot of stuff is self-inflicted. If you can't look at yourself as a meat leader and think that we're listening to other people, and a majority of us are older than you, have more responsibilities than you, and we're listening to other people, so we're that weak-minded that we're listening to other people. No, we're listening to ourselves, and we're listening to what's right and what's wrong. I mean, so moving forward, I hope that we can get on one accord because it's not a good look for the town. It's not a good look for the town. But what other choice do we have? When the first board meeting that got canceled, then we was threatened to get arrested. If you go into the village hall, you will get arrested.
Yo, see, now I gotta go find out what the hell he talking about. Cause this is just the meetings. This is just the meetings, right? So there's stuff happening outside of the meetings in regular Dolton community or Dolton, life that's happening before and after these meetings that I'm not privy to. So this is because I'm only covering these special board meetings, and the reason why I'm covering it because I didn't like how unprofessional it was. I want to see why and when did it start being so unprofessional. But now these ins and outs and these other details about what police and threats and what are you talking about? What's this? What's this? Threats and police and what? What?
I mean, you had a good conversation about a week or so ago, and we agreed to disagree on certain things. The committees, the legislative attorney. So all I'm saying is that I thought you were a trustee for 8 years. You would know that. I told you this when we talked. I thought you would understand what we're dealing with, and we're looking at you the same way. You did the same things. So was it wrong when you did it? I mean, so is this what we're all on one accord of trustees?
He's saying what is these things? Listen. I'm listening to him right now. He's making some points I have to acknowledge here. Like,
we all have to get on one accord with you and the mayor, but it's not on us. It's on the leader of this town. And if you can't, like I said earlier, self-inflicted. A lot of stuff is self-inflicted. If you can't look at yourself as a meat leader and think that we're listening to other people, and a majority of us are older than you, have more responsibilities than you, and we're listening to other people, so we're that weak-minded that we're listening to other people. No, we're listening to ourselves, and we're listening to what's right and what's wrong. I mean,
that man is very offended.
So moving forward, I hope that we can get on one accord because it's not a good look for the town. It's not a good look for the town. But what other choice do we have? When the first board meeting that got canceled, then we was threatened to get arrested. If you go into the village hall, you will get arrested. Sitting elected officials were threatened with arrest. So this is the reality of what we're dealing with.
So is this type of stuff that's leading to the protests and stuff like that? Yo, man, God damn, I don't want to get invested too much in this like that. God damn, I'm gonna have to go look into some news articles and stuff and I didn't want to get that invested. I just wanted to cover these trials, these meetings. But I got questions now, and I'm gonna need some answers. I might have to go do some digging into some of this stuff, which I really don't want to, but I need some answers. So they got meetings got canceled and people is being threatened.
We was threatened to get arrested. If you go into the village hall, you will get arrested. Sitting elected officials were threatened with arrest. So this is the reality of what we're dealing with. Yeah, maybe we do need to go on a retreat and sit down. But when we sit down, what resolve do we come up with? Because you want it one way. There's no compromise, and you can't even see the stuff that we have given you. We could have cut. This is the most money that we spent on a budget. Like I read earlier,
He said you can't even see the stuff that we have given you. We could have cut. And you see, I don't like how he be talking. I swear, because he be talking like, I didn't have to do nothing. Like, you need us. And it'd be like, is that your leverage? I don't know.
We spent 10 police officers, new fire truck. We got with $510,000 in public works. We have never spent this much money in a budget. Never. In the last 10 years, we haven't spent this much.
Also, you niggas ain't never paid shit in the last 10 years or so. And they ain't never do no work in the village. Like the village was, did y'all hear what's been going on in the last couple years, in the last 10 years or so? 7 and 13 years. Bills ain't get paid, stuff ain't get collected. The money that I understand that the money that was spent has to be spent because y'all wasn't spending money before. And stuff wasn't getting done. So that part, I'd be like, but bruh, ain't the money gotta be spent in order to do the job because it wasn't being done before? So imagine that you doing the work now, but you still got the same money, you still spending the same money that you were spending when you wasn't doing the work. How does that work? If more work is being done, how are you spending the same money? Like, you gotta be spending more. So that makes sense. If y'all actually start doing the work that wasn't being done, I expect money to be spent. So I don't understand that part.
But we gave that because it's the right thing to do. We want you to succeed because if you succeed, we succeed. But that gets lost in translation. Then it comes to us. Well, we're listening to other people. That's just not the right thing to do. So respectfully,
I agree with him. Like that whole listening to other people shit and all that, she should have never did that. That's a violation. That's a violation to even fucking accuse her colleagues of that, especially on camera like that. She should have never did that. You know, it's one thing to say, you know, when you make general statements, blanket statements, you know, because people could be working for other people and stuff like that. But to say that the trustees are, like, you can't do that. That's disrespectful to your colleagues.
let's continue to talk. We have to continue to talk. But we're not pulling this out of nowhere. There's a reason why we're operating like this. So, and the department heads did tell us, do not give the information to them, to us. We got to call the mayor. That's the reality. So we're saying the department heads are lying?
Hey, that's an interesting statement there. He's saying that they did tell him that. See, once he's saying that they did tell him that, I'm not going to call this man a liar. He didn't make it clear before, but now he's saying they told him that.
They did tell us, do not give the information to them, to us. We got to call the mayor. That's the reality. So you're
like, who is telling them that? That's crazy.
We saying the department heads are lying? We were told, the department head said, oh, you got to talk to the mayor about certain things on the warrant list. That's reality. That's what we dealt with today. And then you said it didn't happen that way. We all experienced
I think you're kind of changing how that happened, bro.
it today. So moving forward, let's figure out a way we can all work together to improve this town. But as the leader can't look at herself and puts it on us and is blaming on us for everything, and if you can't look at us, you can't. There was no money in the youth budget last year. We added.
Ain't he supposed to be voting right now? Yeah, I forgot they was calling the roll. He's supposed to be voting right now.
30, you proposed 7, we added 35. But all you say is we cut $50,000. But we put something there that wasn't there. You can't even build on the good of what this board has done for you as a new mayor. Because if you're successful, we're successful. But we're trying to work with you, but it's not reciprocated. It is your way or the highway. And I thought after 8 years of you fighting this, I told you when I met you in person, Trustee Tiffany Henyard will be against the things that Mayor Tiffany Henyard is doing. That's reality. So we're going to have to work together, figure out how to work together. That's it for me.
I have a brief comment on there. Just one point on that I'm speaking on is the comments of, I can't understand, I'll be the bigger person being part of that speech, and then to follow that with reading the information that you just read about the board. So I'm in disagreement with that. Separate from that, I'm in agreement with a board retreat, and I will gladly attend. Thank you.
Even with all the bullshit that was said, Trustee House said he is down with a board retreat. Shout out to Trustee. He said he's gonna be the bigger man. Shout out to Trustee. Hey, listen. I expect pettiness from all the rest of them, but shout out to House. He said he's gonna be the bigger man, and he's willing to sit down with and do the retreat, despite all that bullshit Tiffany fucking said, bro. Because Tiffany said some bullshit, bro. She said some bullshit, bro.
Can I speak?
Go ahead, Trustee.
For one, you started off the meeting or your mayoral report stating that I gave false accusations. I gave everything that was presented to me, every receipt that has been presented to the board off of the warrant list. I line item it and asked for a report. Nothing that I have said about your spending has been incorrect. Today, we just had a meeting, and on that warrant list, there were so many things that could have been questioned, but it's all about trying to compromise. You even had us put on there some locks that you locked us out the doggone building for, that we paying for.
Petty. So, yo, all this stuff is going on? Yo, bruh. She said she put on the warrant list the locks that they used to lock them out the building. They want them to approve to pay that. Yo, this is some petty shit going on. This is what's going on over there? Well, this what was going on over there? The lock, yo. Bruh. Bro. The locks, bro. That's why this can't stop. That's why this can't stop. Because they petty. They petty. Why would they want to approve shit like that? Why? Like, oh my God. Outside of these board meetings, they got a lot going on. Outside of these board meetings, they got a lot going on, bro. Locks and stuff. See, I wouldn't know about none of this from just watching the board meetings unless they don't have these back and forths. You would have to be watching the other stuff going on with them in order to get this stuff. What?
But it's all about trying to compromise. You even had us put on there some locks that you locked us out the doggone building for, that we paying for. Chairs, $2,600 in chairs that we're not even sitting in. And for you as a leader and a mayor to get on this forum and say the stuff you said and then want us to respect you and work together with you, you make it impossible because you can't stop lying.
I don't know about the lying part, but that part, what she just said, she's absolutely right and exactly. I don't know if the mayor lying or not, but I'll tell you what. I agree with everything she just fucking said about that. Like, how is they supposed to fucking work with you after that? Listen, before all this even played, when I heard Tiffany start doing what she did and making those statements, I'm done. Listen, whatever you get, you asking for at this point. Whatever you get, you deserve. Because listen, how you gonna want them to work with you when you just did that? How you want them to feel when you just did that? That's like, come on, bro. You just declared war on them and then be like, here, you want to work with me? After you just declared war on them. You lost me there. She lost me there. Tiff, you lost me there, man.
This forum and say the stuff you said and then want us to respect you and work together with you, you make it impossible because you can't stop lying. You make it impossible for people to talk to you. You said Jason removed the...
Oh, she about to cry. Don't cry. Kiana, I get it, man, because she violated. Tiffany violated, bro. And she disrespected y'all in front. Listen, I feel for Kiana. In this moment right now, I feel for Kiana. Ms. Belcher, I feel for you right now. Because that was disrespectful, bro. She should have never did that. Y'all ain't ever do that to her. Not from what I've seen in these meetings. Y'all ain't ever do that. I ain't say she crying. I said she looked like she about to cry. Because, you know, they're all emotional about this. Like, man. It's ridiculous, man.
ordinance, for legal counsel. It was removed because y'all was supposed to have a meeting and you didn't show up. When you tell your stories, tell all of it. Don't tell bits and pieces of stuff. Tell exactly what's going on.
All right, she ready to cry. All right. She's ready to cry. OES Life S Star. Yeah, she ready to cry. Okay.
special meeting wasn't important, but you felt that your special meeting was important because it was something that you wanted to do. The nerve of you to get on this forum and say the stuff that you said and you call yourself the mayor is a total insult. So when you're saying that towns around are laughing at us, it's because of you, not us.
See, what she just damn, look at what I paused it on. Look at her face, boy. She's disgusted. That needs to be a meme. This needs to be a disgusted meme right here. Bro, this is a genuine face of disgust. This is a genuine 100% sincere face of disgust, bro. Because what she just said was absolutely right. Like, how you supposed to be the leader, the mayor, and you this what you said about your cut? Like, you can't be doing that. That's like, oh my God, like, bro, you the leader. Like, if they do it, listen, if them doing it is wrong, right? But you doing it is worse, because you the leader. She's like, you got to be above all that bullshit that you think they on. You got to be above that. You know why? Because your position is higher. You can't be stooping down to these type of levels and playing these type of games. You above that. Act like it. So for her to do that and make those statements, for like, come on, bro. You can't be doing that.
And say the stuff that you said and you call yourself the mayor is a total insult. So when you're saying that towns around are laughing at us, it's because of you, not us.
May I be addressed?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's fucked up.
I think that it's, our main problem, and I think that I said it to you before, Mayor, it's a lack of transparency and it's a lack of compromise. I think that, as I was explaining to you, I said, well, hey, Mayor, my big thing as a trustee is inclusion. Our main problem amongst the board is that you have some great ideas, Mayor. And I said that to you. I said, hey, you have some great ideas. Sometimes, I really like the ideas that you have. But the problem comes in is where you don't include us or you don't run it past the board. So when we have an ordinance set in place stating that, hey, the administration isn't supposed to go over a $1,500 spending threshold, and then we receive the warrant list and there's a $6,000 item that we're unaware of, that's a problem. Because what I was trying to explain to you is that we were all elected. I understand that you're the mayor, but we all have a duty. And we have obligations to the citizen. And our obligation is to make informed decisions in regards to the village. And I'm unable to make an informed decision as a trustee if every time I call a department head with a question, they state to me that they cannot give me the information that I have to contact the mayor. I think that the village employees are working for all of us. It's not a matter of them just working for the mayor. I think that they're working for all of us as the board. So I think that when they're told that they cannot provide us with information, it builds a division amongst the departments and the trustees. And it makes it impossible for us to do our jobs. So I feel like when people say, hey, there's a division amongst.
So they all saying the same thing. Somebody must have told these damn department heads not to give them some information. However, I cannot deny the fact that they have said the department trustees told them where to go get the information and they don't go get it. That's what makes their argument to me null and void at that moment. So it'll be like, yes, you're making a great point. There should be communication, and whoever fucking said that they shouldn't be communicating the information to you, they need to be addressed. Absolutely. But you also have to hold yourself accountable for not taking the next step to make sure the job gets done. That's on you at that point. Yes, everything else you said is factual. They supposed to give you the information. It creates the vision. Absolutely. But the job needs to get done. The job needs to get done, right? The next step was to go to the mayor and you refused to do that. So now that part is on you.
The board, or hey guys, try to figure it out. I really think it's simple, Mayor, and I think I stated to you before, it's simply compromise. Sometimes you have a way of making the whole game plan on your own without and acting as if we don't have a board. And that's my big issue. I feel like all I'm asking for as a trustee is inclusion. Hey, we're going to purchase this item over $1,500 board, or I'm just letting you all know so that when you all get the warrant list, you won't be surprised. I think that's my issue in regards to legal counsel. If we didn't, I was informed that our legal counsel was in our budget. So it wasn't any extra money that we were spending on legal counsel. And then secondly, I feel as though if we cannot have someone working with us or giving us the information that we need to make informed decisions, we're not able to do our job. So we're forced to get legal counsel, because who's going to speak up for the trustees so that the trustees can speak up for the residents when things aren't going as planned?
Ain't that what I thought to my understanding, the lawyer is for all of them. And they didn't like the lawyer and they went and got their own lawyer. That was my understanding of, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what my understanding was. That the lawyer is for the village and it represents all of them. And they don't like the stuff that the lawyer was saying, so they went and got their own lawyer.
Or when we're not all on board. So I think that when I say to you, I say, well, hey, Mayor, can we just compromise? That's kind of where we are. This whole thing is just one big matter of not compromising, Mayor. I think that time and time again, as a member, I'm saying, hey, as Trustee Steve stated with the budget, you created the budget. It's to my understanding that the trustees could have created the budget, but we allowed you to have that. We said, well, hey, you know, the mayor wants to create the budget. Let's see what she has, and we're gonna work with her. But then when we say to you, well, Mayor, the spending is way more than we anticipate, can we kind of meet in the middle? I said, well, Mayor, we're discussing a $200,000 over what we're comfortable with spending as trustees, because we always should prepare for a rainy day. And then you say to me that there's no compromise. Hey, this is the way I want it. This is all of what I want, and I'm not willing to take anything. I'm not willing to meet you all halfway. I'm not willing to work with you all in terms of the budget. But there was a point where we could have said, well, hey, we could have just not voted on your budget and created our own budget. But we didn't. We said, hey, you know what, let's give the mayor a chance to move forward with how she wants to run the village. So with that being said, I really just think it's a matter of.
You said they could have just not voted on the budget and made their own budget. It's interesting.
Of compromise. I think that if you're willing to work or include me or work with me, and just tell us. I mean, when we have a warrant list and we have these huge expenses, the residents are coming to us for answers. They want to know why we voted for that. Why did you let this pass? And they want to know reasoning. So if I call our finance guy who's set out to answer our questions regarding finances, and he tells me that he can't speak with me or that he can't give me the information, that I have to call you instead, that's a problem for me as a trustee, because I should be able to contact any department head and get the appropriate the information that I need so that I can make informed decisions on behalf of the resident.
And I agree with you. And I agree with her, right? Now, what happens when you cannot get it? When something comes up and you're just not able to get it from the department heads, but the job needs to be done, what do you do then? Come on, I'm putting it to the test. What do you do then? Call the mayor, ma'am. You can't get around that shit. You can't get around it. Things happen. So if something happened, an emergency, and you couldn't get it, what do you have to do? Call the mayor, man. You can't get away from it. Like, I don't know. Like, bruh, it's almost like because they write about this, that means they write about this too. No, you write about this, but you're wrong here. You wrong here. You right here, but you're wrong here. Call the mayor, bruh.
So I just feel like in regards to moving forward, I'm willing to work with you. I'm hoping that the board can get on one page, but Mayor, I'm really hoping that you can compromise and have more transparency, just informing us, just letting us know so that we are aware and that we're not blindsided. Because again, the board is composed of 7 people for a reason. It's called checks and balances. It's not designed so one person can make all the decisions. We're supposed to work together and come up with a solid game plan for Dolton and its residents. And that's all. So thank you, Mayor.
This is Trustee Brown. I just want to be brief statement tonight. Again, I'm up for the retreat. My only issue is that every time we talk good things, we come back out, and those things are just going in one ear and out the other. Again, if you're going to say something, stand on it and do it. Again, all of your trustees, if you call in for information, you cannot get the correct information. Or if you send an email, not to the mayor, but I have sent emails to the village administrator, to some of the employees in Village Hall.
And this is what I'm saying. Like, when things are not going right, why don't you just address the boss? She's the mayor. Like, listen, I'm getting incorrect information. Go to her about it. You feel me?
You cannot get a correct answer. So therefore, in things that you hear like tonight, there is money in the budget for legal counsel. When we're told that it wasn't. When we're told that you didn't have 3 trustees for the emergency meeting, you might not thought it was. When we're told that it wasn't. When we're told that, here like tonight, there is money in the budget for legal counsel. When we're told that it wasn't.
She's saying that they were told that there wasn't money for legal counsel in the budget. I don't know who told her that. She said we were told it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if it's the mayor told you that. You feel me?
When we're told that you didn't have 3 trustees for the emergency meeting, you might not thought it was an emergency. I thought it was an emergency. And I asked for a special board meeting. When things are not done properly, we need to have these things in place. So again, I'm all for the retreat, but my thing of it is, don't waste my time going to a retreat talking.
Lady Diva, that's not what I've been getting from the trustees or her as far as the calls. They've been right there. They from what I've gotten from the trustees, they don't answer her calls. She even mentioned in this one that she called every one of them and she said, I'm sure y'all see my missed calls. They don't communicate with her. That's been established from them as well. This is September 7th, 2021. This ain't 2024, 2023. This is 2021. And from May 12th till now, yeah, they wasn't saying that I've been calling you mayor and you don't pick up. It's actually been the other way around. And they've had no problem acknowledging that because they don't really want. She even said, that's not how it's been up to this point. That's not how it's been.
And I come back out and the things that we said we're going to do, they're not being done. So if we're going to do this, let's do it right. If not, just scratch all of it and then just continue as we're going now.
Oh, okay. Is everybody done? Everybody got it all out? Okay.
Is everybody done? Everybody get it all out? See, that's why they're gonna keep giving you smoke. Because you're not like, bro, these people are hurt behind some of the things you said. Like she just missing it. Is everybody good? Everybody, you got it all out? You feel better now? Like, come on. You're so much like, oh man, you're making it worse. You're making it worse, lady. You see how passionate these people are? Like, you disrespected them and you, oh my God. And she's like, hey, you good? You got it all out? Yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. They even saying that Tammy saying she's willing to do the retreat. It sounds like they feel kind of hurt, man. Like they got their feelings. It's too much feelings in here. But Tiffany just disregarded their feelings. Belcher looked like she about to cry. Like Tiffany just straight disregarded it. You got it all out. You're good. You feel better now. Like, come on, man. That's not how you supposed to. You the leader.
Oh, okay. Is everybody done? Everybody got it all out? Okay. Got a whole 2 pages, but my attorney told me to leave y'all alone. So
This is not how you handle that, man. She said, y'all done? My attorney told me to leave y'all alone. My attorney? That's not supposed to be your attorney. That's the attorney for the village. Oh my God. So now I can see why they gonna feel like, well, yeah, my attorney told me to leave y'all alone. That ain't your attorney, ma'am. That's the attorney for the village. See, now they can feel a little, see, I can understand now if they feel a little biased with your attorney. That's supposed to be for them too. Making these statements. My attorney said to leave y'all alone. You can't be saying this type of stuff.
okay. Got a whole 2 pages, but my attorney told me to leave y'all alone. So I'm gonna listen. You're lucky. I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna end it with this. I'm just gonna say this one thing. There is no money in the budget for.
Look. And even with that, the attorney, you said that's her attorney, not the village attorney. Even with that, the attorney's telling her, don't say nothing. I'm gonna just say this one more thing. You ain't even listening to the attorney, bro. You just gotta say one more thing.
I'm gonna listen to that, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna end it with this. I'm just gonna say this one thing. There is no money in the budget for legislative council. I'm gonna say that, and y'all know it. When y'all do y'all finance meeting, y'all should look at that. There's no money in there for it. So
Okay, she said there's no money in it. Like, that's why I'll be having to get all the information, man. As far as who's saying what, because I would think that everybody knows how this works, man. One person saying one thing, the other person saying something else. Like, y'all don't know how this go? See, the new people, automatically, I already expect Tiffany to know she's been a trustee for 8 years. Belchard and Norwood, they're brand new. So they be naive. So I'd be like, for me, Belchard and Norwood got to get more information before they speak so with such conviction. Because then Tiffany be like, that's not how it works. And she knows because she's been a trustee for years and they're just learning on the job. And they'd be like, y'all got to slow down a little bit when y'all so sure on things and how it works and y'all don't even know how it works.
Question to you guys is where would you be getting the money from? But from the attorneys that we already have. So I'm just saying, if y'all gonna tell the truth, tell the truth. We don't have money for it. With that being said, is there a motion to adjourn? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn this evening's meeting.
Okay, that's Trustee Brown. Is there a second?
Yes.
Who's second?
Second.
House. All right. There we go. Clerk, key, call the roll.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
And Trustee House?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 9:00 p.m.
All right, thank you. I'll call you guys tomorrow.
This was a shit show. This was a shit show. All right, so yeah, I expect nothing but drama from here. I expect nothing but all the bullshit from this moment on, from this point on. I wanted to know how it started, and I think I got my answer. And I think I know now why it ain't gonna stop. I think I know now why it ain't gonna stop, bro. Because it only gets worse after this. It only gets worse after this. Ah, man, that was interesting. Well, yeah, I guess it's that time. It's that time. We're gonna be continuing this. I guess I'm gonna have to do a little bit more content on this. I think I'm gonna have to do a little more content on this because now I gotta go outside of these damn meetings. Now I kind of gotta go outside of these meetings. And that would mean that I'm gonna be doing more than just the meetings to get more of the information. So I think I'm gonna be doing some more content on this subject and not just the meetings. Because man, people getting locked out and all type of stuff. So now I gotta go look into all this type of stuff to figure out what's going on. I thought I was gonna get most of the answers from the meeting because I was thinking it's just an interaction thing. But it's more than an interaction thing. It's something. It's a bunch of levels to this one. I'm thinking it's just a professionalism thing. It's more than just professionalism, bro. They got a lot of things going on over here. It's more than just professionalism. It's more than just professionalism, bro. It's much more than that. This, oh my God. She's the leader, though. See, that's the thing. You held to different standards, man, and you have to make decisions as a leader. You can't be going down in the mud and doing tit for tat with them and what's wrong with you? I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. From the beginning, I saw her as a mayor that was trying to stay above the bullshit. And what I was seeing, she was trying to stay above the bullshit. She had her moments. I definitely saw that she can be capable of the ratchet shit, right? But I felt she was doing a good job of keeping it professional. Today, this one, that what she did to them trustees, bro, that was more unprofessional than what any of the trustees did to her in what I've been seeing, bro. I've said, like, in all the stuff that they did, in the grandstanding and all that, none of that shit can compare to what she just did to them today when she made that statement when she had the floor, bro. No. Can't compare. So, she violated. This was September 7th, 2021. This meeting here, September 7th, 2021. All right, well, we're gonna be covering some more of this stuff, so be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. I guess I'm gonna have to do something else. It won't be the part 7s and 8s and 9s and 10s for. I'm gonna still do the meetings on that, but I'm gonna have to go check out some other stuff and do something else on that. My goodness, 4 months in, yeah. Yo, bro, and now she's dismissive, like she laughed in their face. They're not gonna want to work with you. Every action is a reaction, bro. If you sincerely trying to get them to work with you, then you don't do no fuck shit like what you did, because now they not gonna work with you. So I can't feel that you were sincere about saying, I want to work with you. You couldn't have been sincere if you did what you did. Nah, that don't go together. And they're not gonna work with you because you just did that. That's your fault, Miss Henyard. The way they treating you from that day, if they treat you messed up, man, that's your fault. You dismissed them. Come on, man. And even your apology was fake. And if I did anything, I apologize. And after you done insulted the hell out of them. So I'm not with that. I disagree. I disagree with that action. And even though I don't agree with how the trustees deal with it, because I feel like they're unprofessional. But she's held to a much higher standard, and she has to keep her professionalism even if they don't. You can't now lose your professionalism because they lost their professionalism. You're the mayor. You don't lose yours. You stay in that, so to think you're gonna just take off your mayor shoes and your mayor hat and step down in there and play in the mud. You don't do that, bro. Well, that was interesting. That was interesting. You guys stay tuned. We're gonna be doing the next meeting after this because we gotta catch up. And as you know, it gets more and more explosive. But now I can see why. I can see why it only gets worse. I can see why it only gets worse. But so her attitude changed after she found out about the secret meeting. It's not how you handle it. It's not how you handle it. The minute you start doing what they do and playing that game, it blurs the line between who's right and wrong anymore, and nobody can see who's right or wrong. All they can see is your actions. They don't care about who started it first. All they see is your actions. Don't do it. Don't stay professional. Find the meeting when she was Nino Brown. Lord of mercy. Yo, I got some things to look into, man. I got some things to look into. Y'all can hit me up in my email, siztheman15@gmail.com, if y'all might have something that you might think I might be interested in looking at. Yeah, but I appreciate all the feedback. Make sure y'all leave a comment in the comment section. Like, subscribe, share the page. We're gonna be keeping up. We're gonna be doing all the meetings all the way up to present day. So we're catching up. We're gonna do them in order to make sure we understand how did we get here in a series of timeline in a timeline, so that we see how it played out in the timeline. Man, and then I'm gonna have to do some other content, some side content where I'm summarizing a lot of this stuff and getting all the outside information outside the meetings, because yes, I am not well informed.
Courtney Peach donated $10. Carrots.
Shout out to Courtney Peach for that donation. For some carrots, I got you right now, man. We're gonna give a bonus 10,000 carrots for that $10. $10, we're gonna give you 10,000 carrots today, Courtney. Shout out to Courtney Peach. Oh. Yeah, we got carrots. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. I appreciate y'all. So, yeah, I'm be looking into this. So, it has just turned up for me right now. Listen, a lot of y'all are watching it right now, and y'all keeping up to 2023 and 2024. I'm not watching none of that. I'm not looking at any of that. I don't want anything from now to basically make me biased about anything that I'm seeing in the beginning. Because if I'm all the information that I'm getting now, most of it is negative on her. So I will apply the information that I have on her now and then go back and apply it to her back then. I don't want to do that. So I'm only going for what I'm seeing in the moment. And so far, I've gotten to the point to where right now I'm seeing something, but it ain't because of what's going on in present day. It's because of what I've just saw in 2021. I hear you. Yeah, so what I just saw in 2021 of September has just raised my eyebrow like, wow. But it's not what I'm seeing in 2024 because I don't know nothing about what's going on in 2024. And I'm going to just leave it that way until I get to 2024.
Wow, 16 whole months. Keep going and growing. Rabbit. Fire.
Shout out to Trace Beck. She said, wow, 16 whole months. Keep growing. Keep going and growing. Oh. Whew. All right, man. Well, I hope I see you guys next time. So I'm going to be checking this stuff out. You guys look out for me on the YouTube streets. Make sure y'all comment and tell me how you feel, man. I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on Tiffany, the trustees. Hey, I would love to read those comments. So make sure you guys leave some comments. Thank you, guys. I will see you guys again when I go back live. Oh, we are out the house, Wabbits. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to all the members.
Or.
Oh. We are out the house. All right, take care, y'all.